Okay, welcome to the Social Podcast. This is episode 3. I'm your host, Sean, and today I'm joined with my co-host, Danny Bassett. Would you want to introduce yourself?
I'm Danny Bassett, and that's me.
Danny Bassett.
Yeah, that's my name on
Insta.
That's my name on Insta, Danny Bassett _.
Following.
Yeah,
okay,
come on.
Cool. I'm going to introduce the guest today. So we got Ahmet, manager at Grand Athletic, and FA mentor. Is that right?
FA
Is that the right
Mentee
title?
Development Program.
Come on, we're going to
Along
get the
with
title
PE
right.
teacher at Christchurch.
Come on, keep it coming.
Roll it.
One-to-one specialist coach.
Come on.
And academy manager for Coach Ahmet Elite Football Development.
Sick. Job titles, serious.
Listed it. Cool.
Lloyd, co-founder of London South United.
That's right.
And manager of their
The first team, LSU Masters, the first team.
Okay, sick.
Yeah.
How long's that been going for?
About 5 years now. We played under other umbrellas and then we've just rocked away and done our own thing. And that's where it all began.
Okay, cool. Great. Lovely to have you on. And then we got Matty Warren, Lambeth player, kind of. And
No, don't do that.
anyway, I'm founder of Holistic Coaching.
Yes.
Is that right?
So under a year, a lot newer than these guys, but lucky to have Mike's fully involved with me. So new beginnings, but it's going really well.
Okay, is it full time? Is it just
No,
half-term camps, summer camps?
Full-time teacher, but I do a lot of the one-to-one stuff, and we do the holiday camps as well.
Okay, sick.
Specialist?
Pardon?
One-to-one specialist?
I don't want to go under the same category yet.
No, but listen, I've heard good stuff, man. So yeah.
No, I really enjoy it.
Good, and then we've got Mike's Hill, Lambeth player, and holistic coaching coach. Yeah. Any other jobs you want to throw out there while we're doing CVs?
Under the same bracket, one-to-one as well.
Okay, specialist.
He does.
Danny Bassett.
With
Danny
and my
Bassett.
brother, he's taught me everything I know. To be fair.
Okay,
Just a bit of that.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Great, good. Okay, so today we're actually going to be speaking about coaching in the game from grassroots up to elite. So I'm just gonna get going. Just gonna get started, get stuck in. So we're gonna talk about what do you think makes a good coach. So for the coaches in the room, what do you think makes a good coach? Ahmet, let's go to you. What do you think makes a good coach?
Yeah. So no pressure. Starting with me. Yeah.
Yeah, no pressure.
What make? Yeah, I guess so. See, that's when you come in them titles now. That's it. I should know everything now, shouldn't I?
Yeah.
And then anyone else that doesn't agree with what I'm saying, you can kind of come at me. But what makes a good coach? Leadership, good leadership qualities, communication skills, organisation skills, consistency for me. When you're working with your players, I think it's about being consistent. So you build that relationship, build that trust, and there's probably a lot more other traits that you can have as a coach as well. But I'm sure the other guys have got other things to say as well.
What do you think as players, for those that play, Bass, what makes a good coach from a player's perspective?
Patience. I feel like a lot of coaches overlook patience, because there's some people that they can't get it first time. So being patient with a player is sometimes so vital to the development, because not everyone learns as fast as someone else. There's someone whose strength is learning when they see. Then other people have to literally go home, learn about it, and then come back and be better. So patience is a big thing, I would say.
What do you say, Mike? You got patience?
That's massive.
Got patience, Max?
I believe so. In coaching, I do. When I'm a player, sometimes, you know what I mean, I want other people to... Well, you don't be as a coach.
As a player.
As a coach,
No,
you've got
as a
patience.
player, as a coach, you have to have patience.
Yeah,
but as a
100%.
player, sometimes you just want other players to see what you see just a little bit quicker. Do you know what
I hear
There's
you.
nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean?
Nothing wrong with that.
Would you agree? Do you think there's anything, Lloyd's,
No,
Matty?
100%.
Honesty.
Yeah,
I think
important.
As a player, you respect honesty. So things like getting dropped, or you respect the manager that will pull you and tell you why, as opposed to just dropping you and not speaking to you. I think honesty is big.
Do you think there's a different... Yeah, go on.
Enthusiasm as well. I think enthusiasm. When you go there and you want to coach, you want to be there, you want to learn, you want to help them be the best that they can be. Some coaches maybe haven't had enough experience, so they haven't quite got that enthusiasm on lock. But I think when you've kind of done your yards and or some people naturally as well though. I don't think you have to do your yards in coaching. Some people just good at being around children, good around being around women, good around being around men. Doesn't matter what level it is, you're enthusiastic. You want to be there. Doesn't matter what issues you've had at home or anywhere else. When it's time to turn up as a coach, that's your job at that moment.
Do you think that there's a difference in? I know Lloyd will probably shed a lot more light on this. Do you think there's a difference in like the kind of traits you have to be a under 9s coach to the kind of traits you would have to be a good vets coach?
100%.
Yeah, there is. You run out of patience. If I'm totally honest, like I'm a manager. I was a coach. I still coach, but I coach. I'd say I coach higher level players, and it's a lot different from having the patience that Danny's. That's major. You have to have the patience because you don't see progression straight away. And everyone who does anything, they want to see progression. If you're hungry and you got the enthusiasm, so I think patience is big, and also relating with the children or anyone. Everything you lot said, really. Like,
Yeah.
You know, like relating to who you're coaching, like whether it's a young kids. I see coaches draw out like cartoon characters, what they see. And I go there and I see that and think, okay, that's class. You got down to their level. So I think that's also massive. You have to get down to the child's level and you have to have patience. It's massive. And you have to want it and make everyone happy as well. You have to build an environment where they enjoy it. Do you know, like if you enjoy it and you're smiling and you're happy, you're going to learn more and you're going to be more enthusiastic to do it.
100%. Smile is contagious, especially when you're around people.
Yeah.
Because I've had coaches that just go there and they just look like they're just there literally just to be there for the minute and go.
Do you know what? I think it's finding a balance though, because you want to create an environment where you're respected, and I feel like some people take that as in they have to always be like down the line.
100%.
Whereas finding the balance where they can be like approachable as well.
Yeah.
Like, I come from a teaching background. I was a teacher first and got into coaching. And it's like I heard something the other day. I think it's connect first, teach second.
100%.
So I think that's totally transferable to coaching. Like, connect first and then win them over and coach second.
I think it's hard. I think it's hard to like switch off from something that's happened before a coaching session. I'm sure we've all been there where like let's say that, I don't know, tyre burst on the way to the session. Now you got to wait to change the tyre. Madness is going on. Or something's happened before a session, and then now you got to switch off from whatever's happened to bring that level of enthusiasm to the session because the kids don't actually care that your tyre's bust. They don't give a damn. Do you know what I mean? So you still got to. They might not know. So they probably don't know. Do you know what I mean? So you can't turn up to a session vexed. You might have domestics with the missus, or do you know what I mean, your other half or whatever. You're annoyed.
You got to put on the coaching.
You got to bring the
You got to put on the coaching hat.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm trying to say? Max, you're smiling. Does that happen to you?
I see you many times, you know.
Boss tire.
Switch it up. Almost getting lick off with the scooter. Yeah. Now all of a sudden, let's get going, man. But really and truly, you're bust at your Achilles.
You got to change the frame.
Yeah, I think it's a good point because we've all been there. Like when you ask a question about what makes a good coach, but the coach has got so many jobs, hasn't it?
Yeah.
You're like the father, the mother.
Yeah.
You're tying up laces.
Yeah.
You got so. If you listed it, the amount of jobs that you've got as a coach, two sides of the paper. There's so many things that you could put down, you know, and it just changes in those various environments that you're working in.
I know I found that hard when I was coaching, because we've spoken about this, about the difference between coaching girls and boys. Yeah, boys, in my experience, turn up. They just turn up and play, basically. Yeah, boys are not big talkers anyway, are they? Do you know what I mean? They're not really big. They don't really open up to you like that. Girls now will come to you crying before a session because they've argued with their mum. So they don't actually think that like you've now got to soak this information that this girl's told you. It could be safeguarding issues, you know. They could come to you with a madness. Do you know what I mean? I had an argument with my mum because this has happened to me. I've had an argument with my mum because she found that I've been self-harming. And you tell me this before a session, you know. Do you know what I mean? And I'm like, and you know the ones where you don't, we've all been at places where you don't have an assistant, so you can't just be like, okay, I'll deal with this. The assistant can crack on. It's just you. Do you know what I mean? You ain't even put no cones out. You ain't got the balls out. You ain't sorted the bibs out. You ain't done nothing. And this players come to you with this madness, and you've still got to think about the other 18 players that you've still got to be enthusiastic for, but you've just taken on a madness, especially if you care for your players.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm trying to say? And then you're these players now kind of, you're just taking this on, you've got to soak it and then be like, right, okay, let me just act like that didn't happen, park it, because I still got a coach. Do you get what I'm saying? It's mad.
I think it's a bit of both though, like, because like you as a responsible adult know that you need to deal with that. Like when you're a coach, you know that you're responsible for the people that are there. So anything that happens with them mentally or physically, you know you need to kind of guide them. So it's not a fact of you saying, oh, like, I'm going to park it or leave it there for now. Like, you can literally bring them around with you whilst you're setting up your cones. Just talk to them while they're around it. Do you know what I mean? It's just little things that make them feel included. Because right now, they've had a massive argument with someone they care about loads. So right now, they just need to be included in what's happening around them so they can really focus on it. Football is a getaway, and everyone knows that. We've all played football so we can get away from what's happening at home. So sometimes making it just that bit more fun during that session, or adding a bit more fun so that person, that one child, can laugh and just enjoy it before she goes back home will be the big difference 100%. In her life.
Yeah, this is why for me I think people need to put some more respect on grassroots coaches,
100%.
because you see when you're in a pro club, if a player comes to you with that, you can go and see you can go and see the doctor, you can go and see the psychologist, you can go and see the mentor or whoever's got a role at a club, the safeguarding person or whatever. Grassroots coaches, you're everything.
But I don't think it's just grassroots, even academy, like, you know, there's probably other things that we can go into. So when you're working in an academy, the pay scale that you might be working as an academy coach is, you know, for maybe some of the age groups that you're working with. So everyone, including myself, like, I want to work at the top level with senior pros. But I wouldn't have no issue going working with under 9s or under 10s on that. I do that within the sessions I do now. But if you're going to work at those age groups, it's kind of looked as though you're moving down, or like you're going down. But they talk about the best coaches should be at those age groups, but some of them don't want to be there because there's not enough money. Not just grassroots, but I totally understand what you're saying. Grassroots, there's so many things that you have to consider, so many things you have to do, and actually there's probably so many people out there that do so much great work that they don't get recognised for.
Yeah, it's funny though, because I was telling V, like, off camera, basically, I was speaking to my other half this morning, about like this agenda. He's obviously working in an academy, and he threw out some mad statement to me, and I was like, I'm gonna get hot. I'm trying to say talking about this, but he basically said that he doesn't know anywhere. I did give him an example, but he doesn't know anywhere any coach that's gone from a grassroots coaching position to a lead role. Yeah, so he doesn't know any coach that's a grassroots coach and has gone straight to under 10s lead coach. Yeah, I do. I know a female that's done it, that's gone from grassroots coaching straight into an under 10s role at MK Dons. Yeah. Now, I'm sitting there thinking, do you know how many sick grassroots coaches I know?
Is that because of badges though?
Sometimes, but even then, I know loads of B licensed grassroots coaches.
But was he basing it on, as in? Yeah, what was he basing it on? He was
basing it on his experience at a pro club.
Oh, right,
so as far as he's concerned, like, we was talking about, like, you know, basically loads of I know loads of grassroots coaches that mate, you're probably one of them. You're an A license.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm trying to say? But you're not in a pro environment.
Yeah, we'll speak.
But
about
you're an A
this,
license.
yeah.
Do you get what I'm trying to say? And Ahmed, easily, not because you're here, easily the top 5 I've met at the level you're at. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So if I was to get a job now somewhere, and you would be in my top 10 phone calls, let's say, Ahmed, do you want to come?
No,
so
please shut that, man.
yeah,
Seriously.
so I know 100%. So I know now that if I was working at academy, let's say, and Ahmed, you applied for a lead role, no brainer. But on paper, you mean to tell me that you're gonna be second fiddle?
No, I understand.
Do you get what
we
I'm
was
trying to say?
talking about this a minute ago. I mean, and just being out there, we speak about so many things, and I've gone back and forth with non-league as well, wanting to manage a non-league. I've applied for so many jobs, and then as part of their FA Mentee development program, I'm getting exposure to that, to pro clubs. And I'm not just throwing it out there as a big thing, but to get the exposure to pro clubs, especially like Liverpool Football Club. That was massive. And when you're at Liverpool, they're talking about how they want to give people opportunities, but the guys that talk about wanting to be there only do it like once in a month. And I'm thinking there'd be loads of guys in South London, wherever, that would snap your hand off if they told you that if you keep coming back, there's going to be a potential opportunity for them. And I'm now in my head, I'm thinking, like, London is difficult, you know, pro clubs, and because not only is it difficult to go in, as in whether the opportunities are there, but it's also difficult in that some people don't want you to be there. You know, you don't know that, but the feeling's there. So then I was saying to Lloyd, like, I back and forth, and there's a lot of indecisiveness in terms of how I think and feel, because you just want to know that you're going along the right pathway. And I know life, isn't always like that. You know, there's going to be bumps and whatever it might be. But you want to know that you're a coach, you've got your aspirations, and if I can go from A to B, I'm going to have the best chance to get there. But clearly it's not that easy. So, and as you said, there's millions of grassroots coaches. Do you know what? There's not millions of grassroots coaches, there's millions of coaches that work in grassroots and work everywhere else. And they're top standard.
I wasn't aware of that, you know.
That what?
I wasn't aware of that. The barriers for, like, especially if you've got the background and you're like a UEFA A licensed coach, I wasn't aware that there were barriers into elite, like, academy stuff.
Yeah, because you're like, your badge can probably get you on the application form,
Yeah.
but it doesn't get you into the club.
But would you say it's because like they hire what they know?
So what?
Sometimes, yeah, from people that I know that are in pro environments, sometimes it is they hire what they know. And you know, like football's very incestuous, isn't it? So it's like, it's no different to, as my role as academy manager, when I'm putting out posts for jobs, let's say, so like, I've got not long ago we put out a post for under 18's assistant manager, yeah. I remember I was speaking to Ahmet about it. Now, Ahmet's too overqualified for the job, so...
Overqualified?
Yeah. No, like, yeah, because he can't be... I would never put Ahmet as assistant to the person that he'd be supporting.
Okay, makes sense.
Yeah, because Ahmet should have his job, basically. So... but when we were looking for a manager though, I called Ahmet first. Before I even put the post out live for people to apply, I called Ahmet. Because and I'm sure that happens at every level.
But then that just shows us what you know.
No, it is.
What you
Yeah,
know
it is.
is Ahmet.
Yeah,
but
and
what people in the pros know are other people that are in the
and
environment.
as soon as I put the post out live and I get an application form come in, I'm gonna look to see what clubs they've been at and who I know and who I can phone to see if I can get a reference before I even phone that person.
Then what your other half was saying is kind of like, because your other half would do that also, no? So what he's saying about the numbers in terms of grassroots going into under 10s, 12s, whatever.
Lead coach,
would be limited anyways, because your other half would do exactly what you would have done with Ahmet.
Yeah, no, but what he was
Because
trying to
that's what
say
he
was
meant.
that he doesn't know anyone that would go into a lead position from grassroots. What I was trying to do was bring, technically, Ahmet is a grassroots coach right now, and I was trying to bring somebody into a lead role straight away. My other half was trying to say that doesn't happen.
But does he know any grassroots coaches that are good enough to go into a lead role?
Of course. But they just don't.
But would he himself?
I think he would. I think he would
bring
employ
someone
someone. Yeah, I think he would employ someone. But the thing is that, you know, in let's say in my role, as academy manager, I get the last say. I can say yes. Whereas he's a foundation phase lead, so he's got to go through his academy manager.
That's quite ironic. Sorry to jump in. So during COVID, I went for the Mill under 15s full-time role, and I had an interview. So that was a success in terms of just not getting nothing back. So I had the interview. I thought I'd done really well, and then I asked for feedback. I didn't get the job, so I spoke to the head of coaching that's now moved to West Ham. He's now head of coaching at West Ham, I think, Kenny Brown. And when I asked for feedback, he said you couldn't do anything more. So I was like, well, what else did I need to do?
You get the job?
Can I ask, what's the interview process? Like, so you deliver a session?
No, I didn't have to deliver a session because I think with COVID, I think
so it was a virtual interview.
Yeah, a lot of the interviews are virtual. Yeah, Zoom, Teams.
Have you done another interview before?
Previously for Charlton.
I'm just interested to know what the structure.
So
of
when
an interview.
I worked at Charlton and I was working as an assistant, so part time, I had to do a session.
Okay.
And I remember the guy that I was working with, who was the head on. He was the lead on paper, but was both on the same journey, both done the UEFA B ages ago. Utmost respect for me. Now works at Brighton, and I remember him saying that he was on the next pitch and he could hear me on the other pitch doing my session, and he goes, "He sounds like you're at it." And I think that day I was working on pressing, so I was going, "Get to the way this going mad," and I think just that get. But yeah, I felt it was good. It's good session. So
press, high press as well.
I got the job that day, but also that could have helped because my friend kind of made a recommendation.
Right. Yeah, who you know once again.
Yeah.
I feel like in life it's who you know.
Yeah,
I mean,
definitely.
I was going to say that.
It is who you know.
That's what I'm saying, Sean. The other clubs are doing exactly what you're doing.
Yeah.
You're trying to diversify your coaches and trying to bring in people. You got Ahmet there. So other clubs, they've got their people there.
Yeah.
You got the heart.
Speaking about your interview process though, because I made up one up, in terms of like how I interview basically. I just made it up. Now I'm not gonna lie, I'm surprised that they didn't give you a job without seeing you coach. So like for me, I get an application form in. I phone them. fill them out on the phone. Then when I phone them, I meet them face to face, have an informal chat with them. Then I get them to deliver 40 minutes of the session. They get to pick whatever they want to pick. And my judgment or my decision is based on the players. So I make the players come and feed back to me whatever they think. If the players tell me I want him in or I want her in, he's in.
See,
because you're not coaching me, you're coaching them. So
No,
I can like
so
you as a
Can I ask
coach.
a question on that? There was a coach at Fulham when I was at Fulham, yeah. Great coach. I think he's still there now. I think Dan Thomas or whatever.
Yeah, I've heard a lot. I know Dan. Yeah,
He's
a lot
Cardiff,
of people
from
say
Cardiff.
good stuff about him. Yeah.
Great coach, yeah. But like as a kid, yeah, I feel like it was similar. Like we got asked like how was he? Did you guys like him or whatever, yeah. But you see what you were saying about balance, yeah.
Balance.
His balance was so good,
Oh, good.
like super good, yeah. On the basis of like, we just knew that the sessions were like fun and enjoyable and whatever, but we didn't know we was ever getting anything out of it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
So would you not think? Imagine everybody comes here and says, "Yeah, this session was just fun." Because obviously, if you want football to be fun, whatever, but it might not be as in detail. Or it
Yeah,
might
no,
not
I
be-
still watch the session. Don't get me
Okay,
wrong.
okay.
So like, I'll give you an actual example. Yeah, I interviewed. Well, we had an interview for an assistant manager's role recently. I watched the first session. I thought the session was good, but I thought the interventions were too long. So the players were standing around for too long. Yeah, so he was just talking for too long, basically. Yeah, the detail that he was giving was good, but it's too long. So I can see the players' body language is changing. The players are switching off. And the way that I encourage the coaches to coach is I want a high ball rolling time.
Yeah.
So the interventions have got to be short. In and out, say what you've got to say and keep it moving. The academy players, they're smart. They'll get it. But you just stop talking so much, basically, yeah? So I told him, if you can apply the feedback that I've given you in your netting, I'm going to bring you back for another session. If you can do that, you're going to be in a very good chance for getting this job. So he did.
That's fair.
Yeah, so he did. He came back for another session, done another 45 minutes. Interventions were much shorter. And the players came back. I just picked like 5 lead players, like seniors, but lead players basically, to come back to me. And the players actually told me that they liked the session. They felt they were learning. It was fun. But they want to see that coach go and work with the current lead coach. And the players actually came to me and said, if those two don't get along, this is going to be a waste of our time. The players
How
said
old are the
that.
players?
That was under 18s.
Oh, fair.
So they're all 16, 17. So they said
it.
if there's no chemistry between these two coaches, this is going to be a waste of our time.
Yeah.
That's a fair point.
That's very good feedback.
Just something to add to the Millwall, so excuse me, role that I went for. So when he gave me the feedback, the head of coaching, and he said there was nothing more I could do, and he told me that he gave the job to an ex-player that played for the youth team.
But that happens.
Oh,
So-
that's why
What
then.
you know once again.
Nepotism.
So it
That's
was
why
like,
then.
Nepotism.
yeah. So he was just
But
like.
though,
Well,
I'm
going
not-
back to sorry,
No, go on,
Sean.
go on.
Going back to what you said earlier as well, Matt. About kind of like the barriers in the game. Also, there's the barriers that we're speaking about, but then there's I'll say that the obvious barriers as in the lack of diversity in the game.
Yeah.
There's, when you look at the TV, the game is so diverse with the players that are playing out there.
Yeah.
But you look, there ain't the same representation.
In the coaches,
Black,
yeah.
Asian, Turkish, and the program that I'm on now with the FA Mentee program, that is to try and bring us forward. So when we're getting these exposures into the pro clubs, or even the week before, I was at the England under-20s camp.
Yeah.
And I was just literally asking questions, can I help? Balls, bibs, what can I do just to try and be enthusiastic and show myself in any way I can? But obviously they weren't going to do that. They've got their management team. But these are the opportunities we get in. The program ends in June, and you're just trying to get so much out of it, so that hopefully at the end, where everyone's asked, is there going to be a job? No, there probably isn't going to be a job out of it unless someone tells you different. You know what I mean? I can't be naive to think, you're definitely going to get a job because there's other 10 people on there or other 9 coaches on there as well.
It's
Other men,
interesting
other
you say
women.
that though about the ball. Do you think coaches out there are humble enough to do that? To be like, right, listen, I've got a B license now, I've got an A license now, but I'm willing to pick up your cones.
I don't think so. I think one of my main attributes is my eagerness to learn. Like I could watch anyone coach, and I'm looking at what I think. Oh, I'm better him than that, or I'm looking at what can I learn from this coach. I think that's my main attribute.
Yeah.
So has everyone in here coached kids?
Yeah.
Have they coached kids?
Yeah, everyone.
Yeah.
Obviously, you're a player in it, but like everyone in there coached.
Yes.
Have you?
Yes.
Where?
I'd love to see that.
Under 10s.
And then where?
At my old grammar school.
Oh. So how do you? This is my biggest pet peeve anyway. How do you find parents
Parents are.
Everyone took that deep
A
breath.
massive mix.
Yeah,
Massive mix.
Massive mix.
I don't feel there's ever any middle ground with a parent. You're either like extremely calm or you're just annoying. Like, just don't be annoying. Like,
But how do you know what? It's funny you say that, yeah, because how do you find this as your parent?
Yeah.
How do you find that as a parent? Listening to that as a parent?
Yes. I haven't coached around parents because I worked in a school and I was
Okay.
working through the days, so I was kind of safe from parents because I've seen some stuff out there, boy. I've seen some shit out there, mate.
Did you not see them outside?
I mean, I've seen a kids game like where we're playing, and it's going off over there, and it's parents. I was like, "Is this kids football?"
No, but so when you're at school,
Has that ever happened to any of you lot? Like with kids, your kids that you
You
coach?
don't want to get me started.
It's a different war zone. I'm like, wow,
sometimes at half time.
this is kids football, mate.
You know, like the
Parents
the
V,
word,
like,
the rope.
want
I
it.
had to walk over
Nah.
to the rope and be like, guys, can you just please just
Yeah.
tone it down? Just a little bit. Like, I've told them stuff, and you're out here telling them 101 different things. Just please, just give me a chance.
Yeah.
Like, and they're like, sorry, we just, and then
They
I
just
get
ego
the,
help.
we know what they're good at. I go, okay, and I just go, okay, and that one you just gotta hold it. Like, what
No,
can
do you know how
like,
annoying that? I find no, please.
But
I
what
don't
can,
wanna get
what can you
started.
actually do?
It's just
Because
like-
then you'll just go back and forth and you'll just look so unprofessional being right beside the pitch saying, like...
Yeah,
But do you know what though? Do you know I hate? Oh no, I could be all day talking about
What I
this,
was
but
saying
yeah.
about that point, yeah.
I've
it's
heard
like-
that in sorry to cut
Yeah,
you
go
down.
on.
That there's like an initiative in academies now that parents aren't allowed
Yeah.
to.
No, they're
Yeah,
not.
yeah,
So
yeah.
like, I went to watch, like I said, my other half's in the pro academy.
Yeah.
When I go to watch his phase, sometimes
Yeah.
they're not allowed to be anywhere near the pitch. No, they
Oh,
are.
no, they're
As in,
allowed to be
like,
in the pitch, but they're
no,
not
they've got
allowed
to
to
be
speak.
basically. They've got to be like in one corner, like a bit far away. Basically,
Yeah.
they're allowed to watch the game, obviously, but they've got to be far. They can't be anywhere near the players.
And
or
they
the
all
coaches.
adhere to that. They all do
Yeah,
that.
they have to.
Yeah.
Why is that?
I-
Why is that? Is
I-
that because of all the
I-
trouble that they have?
No,
Like,
I
One, the
wish that
trouble
happened to
and
me when I was a kid.
what, that your
I
parent was
genuinely
banned.
believe that I would be a better player if those rules was when I was a
100%.
It's
kid.
because
Yeah.
the conflicting
Like,
information.
you know what I mean?
So
What
like,
I said to
I
you,
hear
honestly,
it at
I
the
think I'd
academy
be
now.
so much better.
I hear it. So what will happen is that you might, I can hear the coach telling the player to go 1v1 and then cut inside. Let's say, for example, yeah. But your parent is telling you to go 1v1 and cross it.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's not what
Cross
the
it.
coach is asking you
Yeah.
to do.
Yeah.
So now that player, if sometimes they'll listen to their parents, sometimes they'll listen to the coach, sometimes they can hear both and don't know what to do
think
and then
we
do
need
nonsense,
Fulham.
basically.
I don't know why
I
parents
used
like
to
that
get
bring
subbed.
their kids to football
what?
clubs.
I
To
used
be
to get
fair,
subbed at Fulham
Because-
for having my dad saying one thing and the coach saying another thing, yeah?
Yeah.
And like there was a little bit of passer if I didn't do what my dad said, but if I didn't do what my coach said,
There's passer.
then I get subbed.
But you know what?
And I
it
used
is,
to
yeah?
get subbed, and I used to try to explain to the coach that you don't really know what's going on. Do you get it? Like, so it's a kind of thing where I kind of gotta do that, but I understand what you're telling me to do. I do understand it, but I have to do that.
No, but
Do
I
you
feel
get
like
it?
you need to understand you need to listen to your coach and not your dad.
No, that's why I'm saying.
Yeah,
if
yeah,
he
yeah.
wasn't away,
Yeah.
Yeah,
then,
you
I,
would've
then
been
I
a
would
bit
have been calm. I'd have been so much
Yeah,
better.
yeah,
Yeah. What was you gonna say?
no. Some dads are coaches though as well, aren't they?
That's even worse.
And that's even
But
exactly.
what I was gonna say on that's actually what I was gonna say. Yeah, just because you
Make
coach
your
another
own team.
this isn't your team. to
Yeah,
play.
make your
And
own
this is
team,
the way
innit?
I want my team to play.
Get
your
This is
own
what I'm
kids'
coaching
team.
them to do.
Yeah, is that
And
you
this
as
is
a
why
dad?
when we're at training, we coach them to do this.
Yeah.
You can't come to a Saturday game or a Sunday game and tell my player, because they're actually my player,
It's
how
actually
to
not
play
helpful.
football.
It's not
Yeah.
helpful.
It
not
doesn't.
But
helpful
you know
at
what?
all.
Helpful
Sometimes,
at all.
sometimes
It's
it
not.
works. Sometimes it works. Yeah?
No.
No, I think that sometimes parents are annoying, basically.
Yeah.
But then, like, I know, like, I've coached Ahmet's son.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And he's like a sponge. He's fine.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm trying to say? He's not, because Ahmet has obviously told him to listen.
No, but
Hey, let me
Yeah,
tell you
100%.
something. Let me give you an example.
100%.
what's annoying
But also-
is when a
Yeah, go
dad
on.
tells them to do something and
Opportunity.
it comes off,
And
and,
when-
now they think they can be the manager the whole night.
Yeah. Facts.
Please,
I'll be
please,
real,
please.
yeah. Communication to players is so vital, yeah. Even if we go to older age groups, because most of the teams you play with, we have an assistant manager and a manager, yeah. And there's times where your assistant manager and your manager are saying two different things. So what do you do in that situation? If you don't do either and you mess up, that's your fault. If you pick one and it still goes wrong, it's still your fault because you picked the wrong person.
I'm not going to lie.
That's in-game, that's in-game
shocking.
decision making.
No, but I just feel like in the actual coaches need to have one philosophy, one ethos, and stick together. Even in the game, like if you know that you're not agreeing with what the other coach is saying, just be quiet.
I'm asking the gaffer.
Yeah, if you're the
I'm
gaffer,
Yeah,
the
but
gaffer.
you know what?
But
though, I'm not
sometimes the
gonna
gaffers
lie.
play.
Can you clear this up for
Sometimes the
me?
gaffers play.
In your case.
But no, I'm sure that if like, in my opinion anyway, like I know probably you two might be able to get this a bit more, yeah. But like me, when it comes to being a manager and having an assistant, if we are not in tune,
It
I'm
don't
actually
work,
not working
yeah.
here.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah, no.
You
I'm
have
not
to
working
be in
here.
sync,
I've
innit?
been there, Sam.
But
But
loads of people say that. Sorry to cut you off.
No.
People that like kind of clash actually come up with like a lot more ideas and like ways of dealing with stuff a lot better,
Yeah.
rather than just
Yes,
we have
yes,
just
yes.
one way of thinking.
No, it's
and
not
They need
Clash
to be
is
one way
challenged.
of-
The gaffer
yeah,
has to
but
be
it's like-
challenged.
But
No,
clash
I don't
away
mind that.
from
I
the
don't
game.
mind being
You clash
challenged.
But
away
it's
from
true.
the
Once
game.
Yeah,
once
no,
you're
I don't-
providing
Yeah,
information.
Yeah, no, I don't mind being. I have that
Yeah.
at the wall.
Yeah.
Sometimes me, Stace, and Leon are going at it like behind closed doors because I might say I think we should. I think we need to make a change. I think we need to change this formation. Stace might say no. Leon might say something else. I don't mind being challenged, but at the end of the day, we have a one common goal that we're aware of.
Yeah.
And then there's a eventually we will come to a decision
Yeah.
together.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm trying to say? If this is just like a general clash of playing philosophy, this is a waste of time for the rest of the season. Do you know what I mean? And for me, I know that I can probably say about 2 like very successful like coaching 3 actually coaching teams, let's say, that like I think is one of like the 3 best experiences I've had. We were friends on and off the pitch. I know how you tick. I know what you're like when you're angry. I know what you're like. Tooting Beck was incredible in terms of management team. Amazing. The Wall, amazing. One of my first partnerships was just with Brian at Reach and Higher under 16s. Great. And I knew how he ticked in and out. There was times where you've all had this. Players just don't turn up. Basically, I remember me and Brian was in a semi-final one time. And 9 players turned up to the semi-final. Brian was livid. Has this happened to you?
He is the player.
You're the player.
Them two right there. No, not like him.
Oh,
Thank you.
No.
I was
livid.
in my
That's
Lambo
not
shirt
me.
all season. It's upsetting, man.
just don't turn up. Say
Say about
available.
coaching. Oh, great coach. I looked inside of him on the pitch. He's just not there.
Do you know
man.
what that
What
does?
the
But
great
I
players
don't put the
do.
green tick though. I don't put the green tick.
I don't put the green.
I'm
You are,
honest.
you are a top coach though.
No, they
You're
both
going
are.
all the way. I ain't seen
These two are
I ain't
ridiculous
seen him
coaches.
so
I'll
much.
be honest.
Tell me.
Thank
and
No,
he
I'll
got-
say-
He said he coached
I
you.
would say now,
Yeah.
Does
that
he serious?
honestly, I've not been around
That's
a lot of
good.
coaches, but
He's a good
unbelievable coach.
He is.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't just say
Love
that.
that
He's
man.
unbelievable. And do you know what? It was like a light bulb moment for me because I was watching one of his sessions closely and I was like, oh, that's why he's technically so good as a player. Because the level of detail he breaks
Attention to
down like
detail.
simple. It might be just receiving the ball and playing at an angle to someone,
But
the
why you do it,
detail
but why you
and
do
why
it.
and why you made a mistake.
Yeah.
Like you overreach or your balance was slightly off there. And I'm
He's
like,
big on the whys. He is.
Mike, have you got your badges?
I wish.
You
I feel
haven't?
like that's what like, and you know the question like, oh, like, do you think having like badges makes you a better coach and stuff like that? Like, I completely disagree. I think it's all about knowledge, yeah. But like, you see on like a CV or whatever, I think like
You need
coaching
that.
badges, it kind of just gives you like a
I think there's.
up
But
on the ladder.
I think there
But
are.
I'm
there's
really on
things
the
you need.
fence.
Yeah, I
There's
think there are
things you
lessons
need.
to be learned there.
yeah, like I would be eager to take on like whatever like UEFA's like
Yeah.
what you can learn from them. Like I'm happy to like
Yeah.
learn more. Don't get twisted.
Yeah.
But like I also think that there's some people that are higher that when I look at it, like I'm thinking, like
You
you're
know what?
good, you are good. But
I think
like,
on the reverse
Yeah.
is not true. I think if you don't have the badges, it doesn't mean that you're not a very,
That's
very
what I
good
think. That's what he
Yeah.
was trying to say.
But I
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
there is positives in
Yeah,
getting
yeah,
it,
yeah.
and there is learning.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
100%. I know,
Yeah.
like yourself, if people speaking highly of you and you're a good coach, that
Yeah.
don't have to have the
100%.
badges to say or to see that you're a good coach. And I know loads of individuals that don't want to take their badges. They're just stubborn. They're not interested.
But I also think within coaching there can be very good people. Like for example,
Along
I'm
the
not
way.
saying you could probably coach a team very, very well, but I'm saying like in terms of your one-to-one technical knowledge, that is your forte at this stage. Whereas there's other people that will be able to like manage or manage groups of players really well, but they aren't as good at coaching through philosophies or stuff like that. So within coaching, I think people have their strengths.
yeah,
Like
that's
even
massive.
most senior managers, when I went to watch England
don't
women's
coach.
train, the manager doesn't coach.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
But that's
Alex
a
Ferguson never coached.
Doesn't
Yeah,
coach,
the manager doesn't coach. Yeah, and I'm very on the fence with this.
Not coaching.
No, like the coaching to qualification stuff because
Is
there
it?
are because there's loads of views out there who are on paper unqualified, but are probably way better than a lot of coaches that I've seen. But there's so much that I learned on my badges that
you needed
that.
them.
Yeah, that's
Gives
like
that exposure.
priceless.
Yeah,
So
you
like,
knew.
even just like in summary, like when I was on my level 1, the main takeaway for me from my level 1 was about simplifying
Yeah, done
information.
level 1.
Yeah, so level 1,
Yeah, that's
the
where I
main thing was
stopped.
just about
Level
reducing
1.
time, reducing
That's
space
it.
when you're out of position, and creating time and creating space when you're in position. That's basically your level 1 in a nutshell. And then like your level 2 now will break down like footballing age. It will break down the psychology of football. It will break down stuff. And the main reason why I think sometimes people need to do their badges is because of non-league managers.
No, do you know what
I feel like non-league managers go and do your badges,
No,
please.
listen, do you know what?
Because then, do you know why? Because do you know what I've seen? Yeah, do you know what I've seen? You see, you'll tell you B license. Yeah. Now I don't have my B license yet. I'm about to go on it. Yeah, but my I've been on something called London Coaches Academy that was delivered at B license level, and it was delivered by someone who's now head of coaching at Reading, like very senior people basically. Yeah. So I learned a lot in terms of what I will probably learn in my B license. One of them, you have to learn how to influence a game from your technical box, because when you get to pro level, you actually can't leave. Yeah. So you have to learn how to if you're in your technical box, how do you get your information over to your left back?
Yeah.
Let's say, which is hard. And I know as a female, I find it very hard because I can't project my voice that far. Whereas men, I've got a bit of vim in your voice. I can't do that.
Yeah.
So I had to learn that. How many non-league managers from corner flag to corner flag, up, down, just walking up and down freely?
How do you get your message across? Do you do the Rafa?
No, you don't.
Come on.
No, I know.
You're a
Well, I
player.
either go to my
Go to your
captain.
captain.
I put a
No,
sub on.
I
I put a sub on with a piece of paper.
No, I go.
Not the sub
I
with
go
paper.
to either my captain,
Yeah.
or I go to
Trusted player.
someone that I would, not a trusted player, but let's say like
Take some information
someone
about
that's a leader in that unit.
Yeah.
Do you know what I
also
mean?
go to someone that could
Or someone
see
that's close
stuff
to
as
me.
well.
Anyone
Yeah.
that's close to
So
me.
you're
Tell
basically saying
so,
anyone
so,
at
so.
this point. You said someone close to me, a leader, captain, vice
No,
captain,
yeah, because
winger.
I can't restrict myself to one player.
No, but he wants to know, like, what is your protocol when it's like, do you know what, that left back is diving in too much. I need to tell this left back what to do right now, how to defend.
Somebody
so we
else
don't
that-
see.
Then I'm
can
going
see
to the
that
leader
also.
in the back four.
Oh, see,
What happens if
that's
your
what it
leader
is.
can't see
Yeah.
that though?
That what?
What happens if your leader can't see that?
But I'm telling you what to see, so you don't need to see it.
I know.
Just
telling you what
communicate.
to
I heard
see.
that, just communicate, but like if somebody else sees it, like the way it comes across. If I say you stop diving in, just stop diving in, but next time you dive in, that's not my.
No,
but
but
if
what-
I see it, I'm like, bro, listen, yeah. Before he's receiving the ball,
Yeah.
you're already there. Don't get there yet.
Yeah.
Do you get it?
But
Yeah,
what
yeah,
you
yeah.
The
would
way I
say,
see it is different to the way you
I
see
feel
it.
like what you would say is that the manager can see what you're doing if you're diving in too early.
Mm.
Genuinely, like what you have to do when it comes to kids or people of anything, authority speaks loud, no matter what. If you say the manager has seen this and this is what you need to do, it's different to me saying you're doing this.
Question. Yeah, question. Big question now.
Go
Yeah.
on.
Have you ignored manager's advice? Yes, you
I mean,
have.
personally,
Have you,
That's
have you
avoided
Danny
it.
Bassett? Have you
No,
Danny
I'll be
Bassett?
honest.
Danny
As
got
you
Bassett.
see,
Danny
that's
got
Yes,
Bassett.
yes, you.
Can I be honest?
You
got
personally.
Bassett.
Can I be
You
honest?
personally have.
Defensively, I tend to listen to my manager. In the
Is
final
that because
third,
you're not a defender?
no, not because of that.
Okay,
because-
here's another question.
Can I finish the first one?
Yes.
Defensively, I will always listen to what's behind me or my manager, only
Okay.
because I'm defending. Literally, I'm the front of the line, innit? So whatever they see behind me, they have a better view of the pitch.
You know
than
we've
me.
played with you.
100%, but I
Okay,
listen
now
to
go
what
on,
they're
I'll
saying.
go finish.
Finish your first question.
So what I'm saying is, if you don't tell me to do something,
Yeah.
I will do it, and I will run no matter what you told me to do. If you told me to run there, I'll do it for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
However, if you tell me what to do when I get on the ball in the final third, which I've been put in the team to do, I won't listen.
Fair.
Because that's what I do best.
But here's
What?
another
Not
question.
listen.
In the team,
I
I've
said
proved
not
you.
listen.
In the team,
Why so serious?
in the team, listen, the front three are in the team because of what they do on the ball. You can't teach people what to do
No, I
to
get
score
your
goals or get assists, yeah? You centre mids need to get us the ball. And that's what you lot are taught how to get on the ball by the centre backs and fullbacks. If the fullbacks and centre backs don't do it, that's not your fault, that's their fault. Do you know what I'm saying? Everyone has their role in the team. And my role in the team is to make up what I see in front of me because the game's always changing. Just what my manager might see, I won't see that because we're in two different angles. Football is about angles and perspectives. What I see and what my manager sees will always be two different things.
Yeah.
Okay, right, listen. I hear that, yeah? And I get what you're saying completely, especially because I've seen you play. I know you're a smart player. But to the men on the other sofa, yeah, how does it feel when your players don't listen?
then a bagger. Bang on.
Yeah,
Slap.
it's I coming back to it. Like, I tell you how to get the message to the left back. It's that's how you get it. That's why I'm a manager, because I can stand up and say, "Oi!"
Yeah.
Do you understand? Or
Yeah.
They know what that
whatever
means.
it
they
means.
know what time that is, and that's why I say
yeah.
work on your sign language. You get it across.
Yeah.
I tell you that. But it's the authority as well.
That's what I was
When you
saying,
stand
the
up.
authority.
How do you think you put that in as a coach?
What,
How
I
do
think it's
how
hard.
do you implement your authority as a
Oh,
coach?
I think that's probably one of the hardest things.
yeah.
I think it's hard.
It is. I think so.
I think that comes from the start.
The first day
From
I
the
meet
very
a
first
coach,
day
From
you
the
know.
start. So I'm not saying that you got to go crazy and go mad, but I think it's done in a way where you're showing that, look, we're in this together. This is how we're going to achieve the things that we want to achieve. But this is how it needs to be done.
Yeah.
And I think if you're serious and you're consistent in those messages, it's not always going to, we know it's not going to work all the time. There's still going to be players that are not going to do what you want from them or expect from them, especially at the level that some of them play at. You know, you think, God, why are you not doing this? This is how good you are. But yeah, I think it just comes from the start, and I think you've got to reinforce those messages. But I think what helps is when you have players that say those same things, so the same messages, because then they, and it's not always senior players. It could be just someone, as you were saying earlier, Mike, about players that see things. If they see what you're saying and they trust in what you're saying, I think they believe it. And I think everyone kind of jumps. People jump on things, man. Like it's the minute someone wants to buy something, yes, they might buy something. You know, it's how people are. And I think football isn't any different.
I agree to a degree, yeah. But what I do have to say, in every team, there's at least 3 leaders in the team.
Yeah.
And that's me being honest with you. In the back four, there's always one person who the back four trust more than anyone else. In the midfield, there's always one person who they might just have a bit more experience, or they might just see the game a bit better than you. And in the front three, it's exactly the same
I think
thing.
it's just dynamics of a team.
Yeah, no, 100%, and down to personalities in a team as
down
well.
to personalities.
100%.
Personality is a massive thing.
100%, I agree with you, but I feel like as a coach, you need to identify who these people are
Yeah,
very
doors.
early.
Yeah.
Because if
early
you
doors,
don't, me being honest, yeah, if I see a coach and I don't really, like, you're telling me stuff and I just feel like, I'm
You
not.
just get brushed.
No, I'm not saying it rude.
But I don't see how that can work then.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't think that works for me.
That's what I'm saying. Because if you tell me something and I'm just
I
like,
couldn't tell you something.
I don't care like how good you are. I don't think that can work.
okay, but
Yeah.
but now, why don't you think of it on the switch side? Why have I not taken on your information?
Yeah, that's another question.
That's what I'm saying.
What I was
So
having
how
a
do I
conversation-
make
But that has to
serious
be- that has to be
conversation
addressed.
about that,
100%. How do you make me listen, and how do I listen
I
to
think
you?
the only way is you've got to. I think you've just got to you've got to back your own information.
Yeah.
I think because I've been on both sides, innit? I've played and I've coached, and I can tell when you don't even believe what you're saying.
But you're
Yeah,
big
100%.
Let's not do that.
Do you know what's
I've
do you know
seen her
what-
train,
do
though. She's
you
big
know
time.
what's
She didn't
important
walk
though?
with the team.
But what's important
what
though?
you doing?
What's important for us as individuals, we have to reflect as well.
Yeah.
You know, we were speaking earlier about I've had to make decisions with Grand, and at the time I think it's the best decision. After I'm thinking, oh God, maybe I should have maybe done this or that.
Yeah, you gotta shoot
And
yourself.
So you've got to have
to.
conviction in what you're doing. And
But then it's
I mean,
hard to we see when you're coming into a new environment, yeah.
Yeah.
So like when you came to Grand, let's say you
Yeah.
came in as the manager.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So like the title alone, there's a level of authority with the title.
Yeah.
You've just got to maintain the title, if that makes sense.
Oh,
Like,
innit?
do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah,
when
when-
I came to the wall, I came in as an assistant, if that makes sense, or like a lead coach kind of thing. The role was a bit weird.
Apple.
Yeah,
Huh?
all of that. Damn.
Support.
Anyway.
Gone, boy. It's gone.
Damn. Do you need the editing?
No. Apple,
Hey, you
phone,
know- hey.
iPhones.
Not a tier meeting.
Damn, guys. This is how we must start, by the way.
Do you know what though? Coming back to what you said, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like when you said you see it different, the man, you're never gonna see it. You'd have a problem with me, because if I see it, you have to see it. Like I'm the manager, I know my players, and we got that relationship. So if you don't do it and I see it, how come I can see it from there and you're on the pitch with the ball?
Then I would say.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
But that's down to perspective.
No, I would
also.
say to you that honestly, there's sometimes on the pitch. Have you ever watched the game and you think, oh, why didn't he just do that? Why didn't he just do that? Why didn't he just do that? And it's easy when you're further. This is why centre backs are
Further
the
back.
easiest role to play because everything's coming onto you.
Remember, I'm
When
trusting your ability though.
But you can trust my ability, but what I see in that moment
Yeah.
is always going to be different to what you see. And I don't want to make a mistake. No player intentionally makes a mistake.
No,
So anything
100.
I do is because I thought that was the best decision. And you can tell me 100 times, get down and whip it in. If they've doubled up on me and I can't go line,
Yeah.
I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't make sense. And it's not I want to disobey you.
Yeah.
But it's, I want the team to win.
Yeah.
And I can't
And
do that.
that's why I
think
say
if
if you
that granular-
if it was sorry if you done something like selfish at the end of it and you never saw it, that's when I'd have more of a
yeah.
But if you've done something intentionally and you've seen it and you've tried something else, I would never have a problem with
The
that.
thing is, in that situation, yeah, if like, let's say that I was telling you to go down the line, yeah, and you're saying you've come to me as a player and said to me, okay, well, Sean, they're doubling up on me. I think at that point you have to exercise your coaching skills. Do you have a plan B?
That's what I'm saying.
So now I'm
that's
gonna
what I'm
have to
saying.
think. Okay, so if they're doubling up on you, what else can I do to get you out of that situation?
Okay.
You can't just be like, okay, we'll
Go
carry
down
on
the line.
going
That's
down
what
the
I'm
line.
saying.
You
You
might
remember when I said
be
to you,
dumb.
I wasn't saying I'm gonna like dismiss what you're saying, but if I've tried what you've done, what you've told me to do, and me physically, I can't do this.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna continue to do this for 90 minutes because I can't do it,
I also
and I know
think-
my ability. Do you know
I
what I
also
mean?
think
I'm not
that-
saying you're wrong, but I can't do
You
it.
know, I get that. I'm saying that there might be times that you don't agree with something.
Oh yeah, but
And if you're being granular in a specific situation, okay, that's fine. You're on the pitch. Like we've all been on the pitch and someone's saying something and you don't agree with it.
Yeah.
But if it's an overall like way of playing or
then
style
go.
of
You
play,
let them go.
you might not be able to agree.
Yeah,
But
but
you
do
have to do it,
100%.
whether you agree or not.
There's teams that play long ball. I don't want to play long ball ever.
The
Listen,
thing,
you see,
But
even
I-
that,
but
see,
I
even
was-
that.
No, I'm being honest. I don't want to do it, but I know because I'm quick. I'm always going to be asked to run in behind. I
But
don't
you
want
see
to do
that, you
it.
see that situation about like going long and you don't want to do it. Let's say, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I had a situation very recently. Player that I know, a few of us know, but anyway, a player that I know has gone on trial. Yeah, Palace 23s.
I know who that is. I saw a picture on Snap.
Okay, yeah. So we don't need to discuss who it is because obviously it's someone's personal business. Yeah.
Alright, so
Player's gone into Palace 23s on trial. Yet to get a decision, but the feedback that he got between now and when they make the decision is is that he's very ordinary on the ball. Yeah, we know that he's not ordinary.
I know you're talking about, by the way,
I know you do.
100%.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So we know that how good he is on the
Yeah.
ball. Yeah, but the feedback was that he's ordinary on the ball because he has moments in the game where he's got so much time to play, but he doesn't. He goes long because non-leagues ruined him.
But
That's the feedback he
That-
got
that-
from
okay, but
players.
listen.
I disagree with that.
No, listen,
No, that's the
Mike,
feedback that
no,
Palace
Mike,
gave
that
him.
might be the feedback Palace gave you, but that is down to you. If you have decided
No,
to
do
get
you
the
know
ball
what
on
it
your
is?
feet and kick it long, I don't care.
No, the reason why it
you
is-
have played
No.
football long enough.
No, wait,
no,
but this
to
person
know
hasn't. This
No,
person's
no.
young.
Oh,
They're
no.
young.
That's
no,
not
Mike.
young.
No,
They're
Max,
young.
Max. No, let me say they're young.
They're young.
And
How
what?
young? How young?
No, they're young.
They're young.
They're young enough.
Okay,
They're young enough.
give it age.
They've been playing non-league for the last 3 years, and that's their first probably 3 years of men's football.
Okay,
Yeah.
but I'm saying
Do you
prior
get
to
it?
No,
men's
but what I'm
football,
saying
what
is that
football
no,
are
but
they playing?
when I spoke to the player, no, but wait, Mike.
Don't look at me like
No,
that.
wait,
What
let me
football
land.
are they playing
When
prior to
I,
men's
no, but when I
league,
spoke
bro?
to the player, yeah,
I
when I
can't stand people that kick the ball.
no,
long.
wait, when I spoke to the player, take me in.
You can't,
Take me
that's
in.
the thing, I
When I
can't
spoke
argue
to the
with
player, yeah, what's actually happened here is that okay, you're someone that's been through the system, yeah. He's never had a trial at a pro environment ever. This is his first sniff of pro
How old is
ever.
21.
21.
Okay.
Yeah. So then what's happened now is he's gone into this academy now, yeah, and you might not believe this, but you know sometimes players don't always actually really understand the amount of time that they've got, one.
Yeah, I agree.
Or two, it's like, you know when you've got too much time you don't know what to do with it?
No.
Not you, I'm saying, but players that
I'm not
happens
gonna
to
lie,
players.
I don't have that one.
No, but that happens to
When
players,
you're in a new
yeah.
environment and you have too much time, you won't know what
You
to
don't
do
know what
with
to
it.
do with it. Some
That's
players,
fair.
yeah, it
Loudest player gets
happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, some play.
Yeah.
I see it in front of goal when players have got too much time and they just what the heck you was doing. Not it's like you overthought
You
it.
see what Windsor do when he had time.
Don't take the piss.
Oh, sorry.
Don't take the piss. Yeah.
What's the thing that's just by the crossbar and the post? Is it the stand?
Stand.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Yeah, go on,
Sorry.
continue.
Continue.
You can't do this and have a draw.
Sorry.
But he
Continue.
stanched
can't do
it,
this.
and you did this.
Sorry.
It was that Windsor, the Windsor one, yeah?
Stanched
Yeah,
it.
yeah, that's like
Great
the
coaching.
You said
man.
it,
Great coaching.
yeah.
He coached himself into that.
He did it.
So how do we find player coaches, guys? Moving on from that.
No, we're not
What
gonna
do
do
you
that.
think-
We're not gonna
No,
do
we
that.
are. We are.
We are.
What do we think about
Alright,
player
listen, Mike,
coaches?
as I was saying before, yeah, I feel like when you play, even me, like I don't like going long. You don't like winning headers, innit? That's me being honest. I don't like doing it. But when I played under this certain manager that this players have played with, if you do not do what he says, you won't play and you won't pay.
Move club.
Huh?
Move club.
Okay, it's nice to say that, but when you've never played
That's
at
not
that level,
smart.
listen.
It's not always
No,
smart to
wait,
do that.
listen.
It's not always smart to do
You're
that.
always
always
going to go to a
smart.
manager that you don't agree with, like as we said. But in life, you have to adapt.
Okay, but you play football, yeah. or I certainly play football to always improve, like to always develop.
Hold on, wait,
yeah?
no, before you carry
He
on,
does not
sorry,
football, he's a
I just
coach.
thought of something here. If it, would you do that at pro level?
What?
If you was at Arsenal and they were telling you to, what Bass just said, they
On
were telling you to
50k,
do
on
that,
50k a week.
and they were like,
See, see, that's what I'm saying. But that
Look at your head now.
But that 50k to you, that 50k to you is
life-changing.
£250 to
It's
someone else who don't have money, bro.
Yeah, I understand that.
And
Yeah.
that 250, that
I know,
250
but
pounds.
when-
Are you gonna have move club
Wait, no,
energy?
pause,
Are you gonna say
pause
I'm
on
moving
that,
clubs?
with it, because as a young kid, yeah, that's me as my age now, yeah.
Yeah.
But as a young kid,
You're not doing
yeah,
it.
bro, my development is more than £200 a week. I'm not gonna now get into bad habits and into the wrong way of playing football for £200 a week. You got to pay me way more to kick the ball longer. Do you get? If
Like
if
£20?
Arsenal not coming,
I'm not gonna lie, the money that he's
Do you
on that
understand?
club is good.
Yeah. That's what, I didn't want to say what it is,
It's
but
good
all I'm
still.
saying is,
the
listen,
money he's on is good.
let's put it like this, yeah.
if it's gonna hinder how you play football, yeah, I wouldn't do it.
And
No,
let
but
me-
you know what? Remember, I said he's 21, yeah.
Let me ask you a
At
question.
21, are you really? You're not
No.
really. You're not like he expected to go through the non-league route if he was ever going to make it because
Yeah.
of his age.
Yeah.
That trial came randomly, sharp. So he just went in like the next week.
But as
he's
a
gone in now, so
coach,
he hasn't had time to undo his bad habits. You get it of going long because that club is on a go long thing.
I feel like, yeah, genuinely, yeah, that in non-league, there's so many talented footballers, yeah, but the coaches around them are so, like, focused on
The 3
non-league
points. No,
football
3
and
points.
Yeah.
results
Must win, yeah.
that they can't develop into what they could be.
I know, but there's certain managers out there,
Like what you do.
like Harry at Sevenoaks, yeah, great manager, yeah, Harry Hudson, that will play football the correct way, the right way, and even him, I played under him. If it's got to go long for 10 minutes, then cool, as long as it's 10 minutes, you get it? Like, if we got to stretch them, we can
But
stretch them.
let me ask you a
For a
question.
purpose.
Go on.
Yeah,
purpose,
going
yeah.
long
Go
for
on.
no reason is silly.
It's-
Everyone knows that. But listen now, let me tell you this. Let's say we've done 10 long balls and we scored 4 goals. You're gonna stop. You are, because I know
Because
you.
we're 4-0 up, keep
No,
the ball.
but why we've scored 4 goals? Might look at you like, what are you on, bro? We just scored 4 goals from
What
wrong
if you want to
ball.
win the game
Play
10-0?
football, mate.
So what you're saying, if it's
Play
working and it's
football now.
effective,
Why
100%.
change something until the opposition find a way to stop what
depends
you're
what
doing?
you're in it for.
But then you
That
go
4
home,
goals
you
has
go
killed
home,
them already. You can play now.
Yeah, you can play
And
now.
Come
You
on,
go
bro,
home,
man.
And you say,
What
what
not?
did
You
you
got
do
the
yesterday?
4.
And you say you watch
And
your-
you're
watch
kicking
your
it long
striker
still. I'm
running
not
behind
coming
and
to
score
watch.
goals.
But that's
And
non-league,
me as a right
you
back
get-
stood
that's
there.
what I'm
Me
saying,
as a
as
DM
non-league,
stood there. Like, what?
Those 5 extra goals or those 4 extra goals can be goal difference and get you playoffs over someone else who's in the same points as you.
You're
and this is
ruthless.
what we're not looking at. As a manager, we need to look at all the points.
Realistically, Danny, how many games has there been in your league that have been over 5 goals?
I lost 5-0 the other day. And do you know what the manager was
Over
saying?
5 goals.
Do you know what the manager
If
was
you
saying?
was the bet right now,
Can
you'd
I
have
tell you what the
lost
manager
your
said
money.
at
Over
4-0 at
5
half
goals.
time? The manager said, let's get goal difference. Do you know why he said that? Because he wants to get into playoffs.
Yeah,
And
100%
playoffs are
though.
something that a goal difference, 1 goal more makes a difference. And you have to capitalise on those moments. You can't just say, oh, now we're 3-0 up, we're going to stop doing what is working. What happens if they score 2 goals? What are you going to do then? Try to go back long. But the whole, the momentum of the game has changed now. And you're not in control of the game. So you going long is going to be pointless. So why don't you take advantage of what is working for you until it stops working? And then when that doesn't work anymore, why don't you keep the ball?
Some teams do that though.
Management.
Some teams do that though. That's just their way. You find a way, innit? But do you want to win like that?
Yeah.
Me, honestly,
Yeah,
can I be real with you?
yeah.
I will win in any single
I love
way
that.
But
possible.
you see
me?
what Bass is saying.
I'm
though,
a
yeah?
key winner.
That's non-league, you know.
I'm a
So
winner.
But there's
non-league don't
winning
give a
and
damn
there's
how we
winning.
win.
Yeah.
I don't
They
care.
want to win.
I don't
a
care
lot of
if-
these
Yeah.
managers will go 1-0 the whole season.
I
Don't give a
don't-
damn. That's what they want.
I
to do.
don't
It's
care.
fine.
Pass the ball.
I don't care.
No, but
you lot
yeah.
have 20 chances and you lot miss 20 chances and we score in the 93rd minute and we score that goal, I'll be happy.
Because the truth is, you see non-league, you're
There's a
you're
result.
not actually playing
that's non-league
for your
results.
philosophy.
Okay,
Yeah.
but you're playing your
for
level.
Your job.
Yeah,
You're playing for
100%,
your job.
100%.
See, if you, I know, man, that have gone 5 games to the season, lost their first 5 games, sacked. A lot of non-league clubs don't have time.
I know teams that are in relegation battles and they just sack their assistant or their co-manager and just leave the other
I've
one.
heard the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
We'll speak about that all the time.
I've heard about
Same
that.
thing.
I've heard about
So
that.
you see when we're talking about managers, I know you mentioned Harry, yeah? So do you think Harry Hudson is someone
He's one of a
that
kind of.
is, but do you think he's a manager that, well, we kind of all know that he's like probably too good for non-league, but I'm saying that, do you think he's lost in non-league now?
No.
I don't want to say he's lost because Callum went to Man City.
But is there
What
a
did Callum go in as, assistant or lead?
I believe it was
Lead
under
18s.
16 or 18.
Under
Lead
16s
18s,
lead.
Yes, I think it was lead under
Lead.
18s. Yes.
I believe so.
So
Don't
do you
quote
think
me
do you
on
think
Well,
Harry
100%
is someone that is going to be stuck in non-league?
No.
it. No, I don't.
I know you don't want to believe it,
No,
but
I
like,
actually
You asked him
disagree.
what
Like,
he believes, then you ask him what
yeah.
do you believe. He
I
believes.
think,
And-
I think if
and-
Harry was, I think if Harry was to say like, I genuinely think Harry would want to win a league, and then kind of be like, okay, like I'm ready for the challenge of an academy. But I feel like he kind of wants to win a league in non-league first, then step into.
What do
the
you mean
academy
coaching
role.
at an academy level?
Or
Yeah, like
manager.
what-
I think he could easily go into.
Yeah,
100%.
No, he
but
could.
I'm saying, I feel like he
Coaching,
wants to
he
win.
could.
in
I've
something
never
first.
seen him
No, he
coach
is,
or
Cam.
been coached by him, but I
I've
mean
been
the
coached
setup
by
that
him.
he has.
Yeah,
Every
it's
team he goes
ridiculous.
to, they all
I
play.
think academies
Yeah,
would
it's
love to.
see,
ridiculous.
I had a interesting statement there earlier about someone like Harry, let's say, and I'd probably even put Ahmed in the mix of this statement. Yeah, I'm not saying that I agree with it, but it was just put out there that if we've got coaches that are good enough or managers that are good enough, the likes of Harry, the likes of Ahmed. Now, you mentioned that you want to go into senior football, yeah? Harry might also want to go into men's or senior football. If they don't accept a youth academy role, do they not want it enough?
No, because I wouldn't go down and play combined county because that's not my level.
What if they see it
That's
as a
player,
pathway?
though.
Yeah,
If
they
they
see
see
that
that
as a pathway,
I
like,
think
they say,
they
like,
would.
you
Because
grow
you see,
from
see
it.
what you just said. You just said Harry could walk into a academy role.
Oh, you talking about
So
in
why
in
doesn't
elite-
he?
in
No,
an
I
elite
think
level,
I don't
go
know
to
if he
the
could
academy.
To a
walk
pro-
into.
to a
Yeah,
pro
yeah, that's
club.
different. That's
I don't know if
different.
he could. I'm just saying. I feel like clubs would like to have him there from what he's created
Yeah.
from the
I
grassroots.
mean, obviously, I don't know this, but I'm sure like academy, pro clubs must have been knocking on his door by now.
If they
But
call
Surely,
his assistant, they must know that he's.
yeah,
Man
surely.
City took his assistant.
The only
by
thing
way.
that I was
But
thinking,
that's
is
why,
if I was
that's why I
Harry,
genuinely
yeah,
believe. I feel like he actually wants to win, like
Yeah,
not
there's
win
something
non-league,
he
but
needs to do
win.
first.
Yeah,
Something.
something
There's
he
a
needs to like
plan.
win in. That's why I feel like he's taking over 7-0 next season. If he wins the league and then like
He'll go.
He'll
Millwall
go.
or Palace or whoever's, he will actually
He'll
go.
go.
But I feel like
He has a
he
point to
might
prove,
also
basically.
see. We might just see the flip side, and he might have a whole different perspective of. It's very hard for players to get from non-league into the pro clubs.
Yeah.
So let me be that guy that brings through youth and puts them and gives chances, well, because
He does
Kinetic
do
is
that.
doing extremely well.
Ridiculous
Harry's
every
doing
day.
extremely well. So it's a thing where if he can be that guy, if he now decides to leave, who is that guy?
And
Yeah.
maybe would he still be able to control Kinetic whilst
Well, I
he's working
was
within
thinking
an
to
There's
academy?
so many. I feel
If
like
I
there's
was
so
the
many different
CEO
things.
of
Why?
Kinetic,
Kinetic,
yeah.
I'm the founder of Kinetic, we're talking pro clubs go to Harry. So like League 2, League 1 clubs will go, we want to play Kinetic boys.
Yeah.
Are you really going to go in and be under 16s assistant?
And that's his
Do you know-
baby,
do you
so
get
that'll
what
be
I'm trying to say?
if he goes into that role, that full-time role in a professional club, that might be
baby.
compromised.
Well, I mean, he's got a business partner that could probably run it, but like I don't know.
But you know,
Art,
if
what
you-
do
if- so
like,
if
what would
you built
say
that
for
and that's
someone,
your
you want to
baby?
go into
You
senior
don't wanna lose
football,
that.
We spoke
would you
about this
take
earlier,
an
didn't
under
we?
16s assistant role? Or
So we literally spoke about this for about 5-10 minutes when we were sitting down outside, and again going back to the program that I'm on and having that exposure in those clubs, especially someone as big as Liverpool, and they're saying we want people to come in here that want to be here and we give them opportunities. So I don't have to answer your question, but my mind has just been batting back and forth, and sometimes I can be indecisive. Yeah, and I look at it, and my mindset's been I want to be in the senior game. So if I want to be in the senior game, I want to apply for those manager jobs in non-league. And if I'm applying and applying and applying, I'm not getting them. What else do I need to do? Do I need to go back and be an assistant or coach or whatever it might be? And then someone leaves, as we know, and then maybe you get the opportunity. But that happened at Moseley. I remember being at Moseley. I came in as a coach, quite quickly moved up to an assistant because the manager saw what I could do. And then the manager got sacked, and then they gave the job to the reserve manager. And in a way, I have respect for that because the reserve manager was there for quite a while and he was doing a good job. So I kind of like that loyalty, you know, because you don't get a lot of that in football. For me, I think where my mindset is at now, after the last couple of weeks, if someone was to offer me a good position in an academy, then I would go in. I don't know. I think if I'm an assistant at under 16s, I'll take that. I'll take that. Now I've got to work around what my main bread and butter, because like our businesses, that's important. We started this for a reason. You know, we've got a reputation that we're doing away from the club, and I think it's wrong just to kind of just throw that. I'm not saying anyone's going to throw it, and obviously Harry's in a
This has
wicked
been
position.
10
I don't know
years.
if it,
You
but
can't throw
kinetic.
something for 10 years.
But
you know what I mean?
to go in and then kind of give up everything that you've been building,
It has
or you've
to be
been
substantial,
doing,
innit?
there's got to be something
Yeah.
that is like a bit of a give and take. But whether clubs do that at pro level, I mean, I worked at Charlton. I was told to give up my business after being in there for a year working in the 14s, and I had a really good year. And I wanted to, you know, I wanted to try and do it. But after being there the next year, it just didn't feel right. I had to be back up my business, and I wasn't making a lot of money doing it. But I was out there working with kids in the local community, and I knew what that meant. But at the same time, looking back, I'm not sure if it was the best decision I made, because being in the 14s, which is a decent age group to be in, actually someone might have saw my worth, and they maybe was testing the water a little bit.
Yeah.
But when I went back, I was then 13s assistant. After being 14s assistant, and I think my mindset was, I'm going down. But maybe from the manager's perspective, ahead of coaching, was, you know what, I've seen your worth or your quality in the 14s. The 13s need you. And I think there's a lot of people that go into clubs at academy because they want to get to the senior. Say someone like me, you don't really want to go and work with the 9s. It's not because you don't enjoy it. I'd love working with kids. I love working with adults. It doesn't matter who it is. But I think if you go in at 9s, you kind of feel like, well, I've got to go all the way to the top. How am I going to do that? And we spoke about it before. And I think where I am at now, I think I'm kind of willing to go into an academy now because, sorry, I know it's been long-winded. Even like my mentor the other day asked me a question, how far do you think Gran can take you? And I kind of paused and I thought, whoa, like, actually, how far can they take me? Because we're in the league that we're in. Okay, if we go into Essex Dons League and Lambeth League. It's mad how I call it Essex Dons League.
Don't
But,
call it that.
but if we go into that league, okay, you're in a better league. But again, how far can that take you? And yes, no one knows what the future's going to bring. But we know with Sunday football, you can't go anywhere else unless someone sees me in that league, says, you know what, Ahmet's doing a good job in Sunday football. Why is he not managing in Saturday football? But again, how many chairmen and managers look at Sunday football and see what the managers are doing and
Take you for a second.
kind of, I'm not sure. So in answer, I would go in, but even better if it's a full-time role. Because then you've got stability.
Yeah.
So then with that full-time, I know that's common sense, but, and it goes back to the Millwall job. If I've got that job, I would have been in.
Yeah, you'd have been in full time. Yeah.
So
Lloyd, would you, as a manager and not a coach,
He doesn't look
would
convinced.
you go in as an assistant manager?
Yeah, 100%.
You would.
Yeah. Because it's not too late to learn for anyone as well. So when you was talking about your badges, I'm not badged up, but I feel I'm the best coach in the world. Like to myself, I'm confident that I am, but I'd know in my head I ain't shit until I get them badges and learn more, because I don't know everything. So that's just my confidence and like my ego telling me that, but I know I also need to learn. So yeah, definitely. And it could be, you know, the making of you.
Can I ask the coaches a question? You see, like, as you love coaches and you've managed like men's football team, obviously there's players that you have in your team, and like there's things like called, as players, you know, like you test their character. Yeah, as a manager, the people that are above you, wouldn't they want to test your character also by like putting you with a younger age group to see how like you can help them?
Do you know what happens? I find a lot at academies, is that they won't always tell you this, but sometimes this is the case. You see, when you was talking about the under 14s going to the under 13s, in a lot of academies, there's like what's called like high valued players. They might have a high valued player in an under 12s, but you're currently the under 16s assistant. But they know that they're probably going to make money off the under 12s player. So you might be the best coach in the academy, so they'll chuck you in the under 12s because they know they need to protect this high valued player.
One player.
It actually could be because a lot of lower like League 1 and League 2 clubs, their kind of business model is to make money off their academy players. So if there's an under 12s player and they know, even like I heard the other day that Man United, won't sign players below a certain age. I think it's like below under 16s. So they don't care until you get to a certain age. They'll let these other clubs nurture you until you get to under 16s, and then Man United can turn around and say, right, cool, we'll take it for 100 grand, thanks.
Even
they've got the money, basically.
Even higher than that, yeah.
No, there's a cap now. There's a cap.
I love the question though. I think your question is kind of what we were talking about. That actually being in those environments, those guys at above, head of coach and academy managers, they might see the worth in you. I guess you just don't know what they're thinking.
Yeah, you just don't know.
But it ultimately comes back to what you were saying earlier, Matty, about personality and your kind of your unique selling point in terms of as an individual coach. So Mike's might be in his detail. And I'm sure there's other things in like yourself and Lloyd, myself and Sean. We've all got something, and there might be more than one. I like to think mine is that when I'm working with the players, mine's the personality. I know how to coach and detail. Maybe my detail isn't as strong as yours, and maybe that's something that I need to improve. But mine's the personality, understanding and recognizing the player in front of you, or sorry, the person in front of you first, then the player.
Yeah, I mean, I know. It's funny you're talking about. I'm not badged up here, but like, I'm not gonna hurt anyone up. But there's a no, I'm not. But there's a Sunday. No, I'm not.
Don't do that.
But there's a
Don't
Sunday.
do that, 'cause
There's a
I'll get
Sunday
defensive.
league manager that was on my level 1. So I know him from my level 1 basically. Now, like I said, I'm not gonna hot him, but like he got rinsed from the level 1 because he'd been managing for so long. He was only doing his level 1 because he just had to get it basically. Like it's just a tick box. But I remember like my tutor asking him like, what would you tell? What's the point? It was along the lines of like try and simplify what you should get players to do out of possession, let's say. And he went off on some 4-5 minute speech basically, and the answer that the tutor was looking for was just tell the players to reduce time and reduce space.
2 seconds.
That's it, like 4 words or something. And he went off on one. Now, and even when he was so when you do your badges and stuff, obviously for those that you'll know in it, that you coach during the course basically, and then you're not being assessed when you're coaching the cohort. It's just like a time for the cohort and the tutors to just give you feedback on your session basically. His session was so like, it was like a boot camp basically, and the first thing the tutor said was, I can tell that you coach men. Level 1 is catered for under 9s.
Yeah, some people just don't get it.
Yeah, and I can see you're unqualified.
It's like going back to the parent situation. They just don't get it. They I don't know what they want from their child. Fundamentally, when your child wants to play football, boy, girl, whoever, it's about enjoyment. And that's why I don't get when there's coaches and managers and parents. When I've done recruitment and scouting, and I used to go to games, I used to want to walk after a couple minutes.
What did I say earlier? Scouts don't stay for long.
I was absolutely fuming. Just what the coaches were doing. Little Jimmy, Johnny, Billy, whoever stand on the side, like
freezing.
Yeah,
James,
James,
Johnny, James,
don't make
Down at Mill.
but not getting on. It doesn't make sense. I mean, but I'm gonna be honest. So I went to watch Roman for Reach and High. I'm all over Reach and High. I love, everything about what they're about, in terms of helping the children, the youth, the community, everything. I'm all over that. And I went to watch Roman, and he was like, "Oh, come on, Damo, you ain't watching me for ages." I used to go all his games, right? And when I watched him playing in Bromley, Norman Park, not far from where I live, and they had a cup game.
Yeah.
So, all right, cool, let me go down and watch what's going to happen. Because when it's the bigger games, our players are going to get on. So I went and watched, and I thought I was there at the start of the game. It was that second half, and Roman's come over to me. I said, "You need to go back over there." So as a parent, I've got coach cap as well.
Yeah.
Go back over there because your coach is over there, right? And whenever I go and watch my son, I'm always with my daughter as well. So I'm trying to occupy her, but obviously my one eye is on what Roman's doing. And he got on like 2 minutes for the game to finish, and I could kind of feel myself a little bit like. And I'm fuming a bit.
Yeah.
Because that Reach and I is good, and I hope they don't mind me saying they don't charge nothing.
Yeah, so everything's free.
But for those clubs that do charge parents like 400, 500 quid of membership or whatever, I'm not saying they all do that.
Yeah.
And then your child is not getting on.
Yeah.
Someone tell me how that makes sense. What
See,
is it about?
See, it's funny, yeah. So like, I know exactly who runs that team, yeah.
No, but-
Now that particular coach, yeah, and I'm quite big on this as well, is that players need development, but so do coaches. So
100%.
that particular
100%.
coach, yeah, is like under Brian's wing, innit?
But can I say something though? So, but here's the
So
thing.
he's learning.
I didn't want to say nothing. I didn't want to be that parent. You know when you go and speak to the coach. But the thing is, if I do, as much as I might have felt a bit red, hot, whatever, I'm going to try and speak just sensible. I mean, it's not going to come in that way. And I thought, all right, cool, let me give him a call. So I gave him a call, and we just spoke. And within a couple of minutes, he was like, you know what, I done wrong.
Yeah.
And I hadn't even started.
Enough, though. That's honest. From
Yeah, and I said, you know what? Like, I'm not going to mention his name, but I said, you know what? It's not about you doing wrong because you're learning. You're going to go far and you're going to do what you're doing. It was just more about, you know what? No, I'll tell you what it was. It was more about the way my son spoke to him after. So when my son come into the car now, we was going to go and watch Sutton go and play after. And he was really upset. And, you know, you're trying to... And I could say whatever I wanted to do or badmouth the coach. I didn't do that. I said, look, son, just calm down. We're going to go and watch Sutton. And you just be dad, and took his mind away from it. Went and watched the game and his mind was gone. When I got the opportunity to speak to him, I said, well, I heard what you done. I said, not good enough. I said, I know you didn't play. And because I heard he kind of maybe was a bit rude to Alfie. I've said his name, Brian. And I said to Alfie when I spoke to him, I said, look, it was more about whether Roman had come and apologised to you. And I said, I'm not going to tell him to. And I'm not going to ask him, but just wanted him to go and do that and them two to have that conversation.
But you see, like in that circumstance, I'll move on. But you see, in this particular circumstance, yeah, that particular coach has used the way, and we're trying to get this out of him, yeah. He's using the way that he was coached as a player to now coach. So you see, I've walked into his sessions, and this company, yeah, is a youth organisation, and it's free. It's just a grassroots turn up and play thing, yeah. Kids are late in that, and they're doing wall sits. Okay. Now I'm a manager in this organisation, yeah. I will walk into that and I will go mad because this is a grassroots. This is not academy football. And what you can't do, for example, he will say to me, "Oh, after 15 minutes, the kids are going home to do what? To go and get stabbed? You must be mad. They're staying." There's absolutely no way because we're talking about in the middle of South Norwood. You must be crazy. They're staying. This is not academy football because their parents not here to come and collect them. Because the truth is that let's say Roman's 20 minutes late, and then Roman makes his way home and something happens to Roman.
Yeah.
I can't live with that.
Yeah, I can't
live with that.
It's the same
There's
way.
absolutely no way.
100%.
So he's going to stay. So what you need to do is wall sits is not going to teach him to not be late.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
You need to have a conversation with him as to how lateness affects the team. Or do you get what I'm trying to say? This is not about making, this is not a boot camp.
Would you say that coaches focus on the wrong things in some scenarios?
Yeah, because my man's on an ego thing.
Like application,
yeah.
And then like, do you know what I mean? Like they focus on technical ability and things like that. They focus on application and like, do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Do
they
think
focus on the wrong things in football, like the development of a player, or if they're good and they should play? Do you know what I mean? Like, see how you said when they're young, everyone should play and they should play their role in the team. Or do you feel like coaches at that age actually focus on the better players and their technical ability?
I think most coaches just focus on about just winning. They just want to win the game.
So what age are you talking about?
Well, in this particular example,
this is under 15s.
It's under 15s now. At Grassroots, you're taught that this is about development. It's not about the score. So in this particular circumstance, no player should be getting 2 minutes. Do you know what I mean? So like, let's say at Mills Academy, they play in Junior Premier League. Junior Premier League have a rule where all players that are named on the team sheet have to get 50% playing time.
And that's what I'm saying. I believe it's.
that's the rule.
That's good though.
I believe it should be. I believe it should be the same. That's what I'm saying. If Roman comes in and it was a 80-minute game and he said he got 40 minutes, in my mind I think cool.
Even more so.
How did you do? What did you do? And I'm not again. I'm not going to be that coach in the car with him. I said, what did you do? Oh no, but that was a good. How did you think you played today? And most times I don't even do it. He comes to me and tells me. So I speak to people all the time and say, sometimes people say to me, oh, why is your son not as good as he needs to be? You know, why are you not out there training him? I said, listen, if my son wants me to train him, I'll train him. I'm not going to force him. I'm not going to force him. That's not, I'm his dad. I'm his dad.
Coach.
That's what it is.
Do you know what I mean? And there's too many parents out there, especially when they're managing the team, they take it too far, man, and it's shocking.
Like even at the level that I play at now, like I've realised that a lot of managers, like they focus on like the discipline of a player and like how they apply themselves over the like a challenging player who's actually better than what they have at the minute.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of coaches, I don't want to say like anyone in particular, but like when you have a player that you can see is technically gifted, and they actually are very good at football, but they don't actually listen to you too well, shouldn't you see that as like, I need to do better to get that message across to them, instead of seeing it as like, you know what, let's just push him to the side.
But the best coaches do that though. The best coaches do that.
This is why coaches need to do their badges, because when you do your badges, you learn that. You learn about when you judge a player, you have to judge them on the 4 corners, which is psychological, social, technical and tactical, and physical. And the social part and the psychological part are just as important as the technical and tactical and the physical. It's exactly the same. So if you can't, that's why a lot of these coaches kind of, if you don't already have it, so let's say a Lloyd, you've been in the game for so long, let's say, you might subconsciously actually already be dealing with the psychological side and the social side, so the badge might actually not do anything for you. But there are a lot of managers out here that don't have it.
I've got one, but I just say I've got level 1, but I haven't gone on
to do more.
Yeah,
but I don't think they have to be shown,
saying?
you know. I think some people, the way I've and it was something that was said at Liverpool's academy as well. And sorry to keep going back to it, because it was just like I said, but it and I can't remember how it said, but it literally I think the academy manager said he treats everyone there like it's his son. It's called like the son effect. And I think I think as a person, you just want the best. You just 100%. Want the best for that player. I don't think you have to get your badges to be that person. That's not everyone's got it.
That's a people
not everyone's
thing.
Not everyone's got those characteristics and those traits and that understanding. I used to think that most people that might have had that needed to have kids. You know, like if you've got kids, you kind of understand how that feels. Because maybe that was when I was in my old business and he had a daughter and I had my son and daughter. And anyone I spoke to kind of that kind of had kids. But it's not just about that. And the same way, I don't think it's just about badges. But obviously, like when you explain the 4 corner there, that plays a massive part. Someone that doesn't know that, that's exposure to some knowledge.
That's why I said I want to go and do my badges, because I know how I'm a baller. I have my own way. I think I can coach. I don't know anyone else's techniques, but I learn off of coaches, and I will change stuff and make it mine. Do you understand what I'm saying? That's how I coach. So I think, how can I make that better? But I also know that whatever I knew, I went to the basic little first stage coaching and learned different stuff. So I'd be stupid to think if I went there and learned something that I thought I knew everything, then imagine if I'd done the next step. And then the UEFA A and B. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I know that I have to do that to take, because I don't want to be the guy that you said you was talking about.
So,
you know that Sunday manager that you're talking. I don't want to be him.
This is another point, but good coaches learn from players as well. And
hearing
you talking tonight, Dan, and this is why that's some of the things that we're saying. I can't understand sometimes why when you've got players like yourself and others that are intelligent, and sometimes don't do the things that you want from them on the pitch. You know, when we go back to some of the things that we said earlier, and it might be on the ball, off the ball, whatever it might be. I'm talking about the non-negotiables. I'm talking about the work rate, you know, just the work rate for your team, the collective, and then bring your best self to the table. And whether that's a respect thing with the manager, I know things can go wrong, but I think good coaches learn from players, because players ultimately do know what they're talking about. Not everyone is intelligent based on the game, but
so
there
would
are
you
some.
Say that like players that actually listen to you and like are more well disciplined are like more favoured than players that are more talented and actually have better ability. Like the players that will take on the information that you have to say. Let's say me and Sean are here, and I'm someone who's better than her at football, I'm more talented, but she works harder than me and she listens better than me. Out of us two, who would you prefer to coach?
Yeah, so if I break this down to you, would you prefer to coach a player with talent and ability to go to the highest level but has bad habits and a bad attitude and doesn't listen, or a player with less ability but has good attitude and habits, listens well and takes on board?
That's tough though, isn't it? Tough question.
Like I'm very good at like getting people out of bad habits. Like some. Like you can do it in like
takes
fun
one to
ways
know one,
or
or
whatever.
Takes one to know one. No, be real. It does. It takes one to know one.
No, I'm honest, yeah. like I've never put my hands on my hips. Like you can watch like every single one of my games back here. I've never done it. Yeah. Now with the lungs, I might be laying on the floor. So I might be done for. Yeah. But previously, yeah, I'd never done it because like the way I was like when I was a kid.
I feel like you can't do that. Yeah.
No, not even that.
Before that.
Like parents wise, like you just can't do it kind of thing. Yeah.
So you never
But,
done
like,
this one.
No.
I just want to check.
You do it though.
Me?
Yeah, I've seen you do
I'm
it.
just working on every team I play for.
I
so
know,
it's
but I'm saying like just the ability to
throw that in there.
coach out like bad habits, yeah.
Yeah.
Like I think that's something like I feel like I'm good at. So
Mm-hmm.
if you already have talent and it's just a thing of bad habits, yeah. Like, okay, the non-listening, whatever, but I think that's down to like how you interact with a person before they're a player, anyways.
Yeah.
So if I can be someone that can interact with you very well as a person, and then get you to learn good habits, as a player, they're gonna naturally improve. And if you're already talented, then let me see how talented you can
So
you
you're
can
gonna
be.
pick
So
the
you would
talented
take the
player,
talented player but doesn't listen.
and you.
Because I believe as a person, the way I interact with him as a person before he is a player, he will listen.
So you're picking a
Okay.
talented
So I really
player.
I can change his bad habits.
Yeah.
Okay, Matty, what you saying?
Talented player or
I think as a coach,
everything
you
on board.
wouldn't
Jordan
work with
Henderson or Pogba. No, that's real life stuff.
Sorry?
Jordan Henderson or Paul Pogba.
Just building
It's
on
real.
from-
It's real.
You broke it
Building up
down,
from
bro.
my
That's
side,
it.
you're always gonna think like your perspective as a coach is always gonna be right. I can have an influence here,
Yeah.
and I can coach this person that doesn't listen or has a poor attitude generally. I can change him, and obviously you want to work with talented players, so that would be your perspective as a coach. That's how I would approach it.
So would you take the talented player as well?
I would with that same approach that I think maybe I can have an influence here.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's more fulfilling and more satisfying when somebody that's like average does become a lot more talented.
And we've seen that over the years of players that like are not great, but then like they'll go through an academy and just be better listeners than other people, and they turn out to have a better career than the talented.
So
people.
if you're asking me who I'd enjoy coaching more,
no,
Yeah.
who would
It's
you
the kid
pick?
that
Who would you
listens.
prefer to coach?
Yeah, who would you pick?
I'd enjoy coaching the kid that listens more,
Yeah,
but I think
as an ego one, you would want to choose the.
not as an ego.
It is,
but-
no, it is.
I think
As you to prove
I think
to
it would
yourself
be
that
more
you can do it.
beneficial for
Yeah.
me to coach a kid with talent.
Okay. What would you two have?
I don't know if you're allowed to sit on the fence
No.
because you can't now.
If you're gonna sit on the fence,
There's
you've got
no
to
fence on
justify
that.
why
No,
you're
it's
sitting
so
on the
sharp.
fence.
I just sat on the fence.
The question is yes
I think
or
I can
no.
justify.
Sitting on the fence.
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try and break this down. So I think I'm a bit of a teacher. So I will also believe I'd love the talent. I'm a footballer. Everyone wants to, especially if they're not getting the best. You wouldn't think you were gonna be that man to get them there and change them. So that is a no-brainer. But I would want to improve someone as well, just as much. So for me, it will be very hard to pick because they're there and they're in your football team. You want the best for both of them.
So
Do
are
you
you saying
understand?
that you'd-
And I enjoy. If I coach you and you're already talented and you get there and you do I enjoy that. But if I teach you and you get half as good or improve you, I'm enjoying that as
So
well.
can I ask you a question
So it'd be hard
that
to
will
split.
Actually, it will help you to pick.
Yeah, go
if
on.
you have someone that has talent, that is believe anyone
Like
else.
Pogba and Henderson.
No,
like we
forget
just
Pogba
said.
and Henderson, but that is the truth, yeah. But
Yeah,
if you
that
have
is.
someone that is very talented, yeah, and you help them to reach their talent, yeah,
Yeah.
and they reach it, they do well for themselves, they have a good career, yeah. But then you have an average player who isn't as good as anyone, but that makes a great career of themselves.
Yeah.
They do all the basics very well. Which one of the two would you feel like I've done better with?
I'd feel I'd done better with the one who's I've taught more to.
So the listener.
The less ability.
The one
but
the
listens.
less ability.
Yeah.
I'd feel, but I'd also be happy.
You'd be happy with both.
I'd
but
be
you'd
happy
pick up
with.
more
I'd
for-
be happier
Yeah.
with the other one because I've changed habits, but he's already talented.
Yeah.
But I'd be more. I'd get more out of it for me
Okay.
if I've given you something.
Yeah.
I think I would.
I think definitely the kid now. On the base of just hearing that,
Yeah.
I think definitely now the kid that is not as great as a listener but with talent, because how many people have you seen with great talent
That fell.
that have failed? So the fact that I can have an influence on somebody that I know that many others know that have good talent, and now he's like succeeded.
Yeah.
I feel like I know too many people like that.
Yeah.
That would
Great
I would
answer.
definitely choose that.
I'll
one.
give you an example. There's someone in this room who said they would rather have a right back that plays for Lass over. They'd rather have 10 of them than have.
Oh yeah, I heard.
I'd rather have
Heard
10
that
of
say
them.
too.
I will tell you.
Oh, sorry.
I'll tell you what I would choose, but Ahmed, please.
What a question, though, man! Brilliant question. I think I'd probably go with the one who's more talented, because I think the bigger picture just being the influence that you can have, that sense of achievement and satisfaction from helping, hopefully helping that person become a better person, and wanting to know what the issues and challenges that person faces as well.
So are you saying that like you would prefer your coaching to be off the field and on the field as a person more than just playing football? Because
Definitely.
the talent is there
Definitely.
already.
So the bigger
so
kind
you
of,
want there to be a bigger picture.
That's-
for it to be
because
like
that person's got to
you
go
broke
out
that
into the
down.
world still,
yeah,
and it's not
so
just
transferable
about.
skills basically is what you're saying. Like, you can't just
100%,
not
yeah.
be, and then just leave it as that.
Obviously,
You
you're
need
not going to
grow.
neglect the other child,
Yeah.
the other player, whoever it might be,
Yeah.
and you're going to get the same satisfaction from that.
Yeah.
Maybe more, maybe less. I don't know.
Yeah.
But what you just said there in terms of the bigger picture.
Can I just plug and just say like a holistic approach to coaching?
Go on,
Yeah.
go on. Hey, show them.
Hey, specialist.
Show them.
Yes,
Specialist.
Specialist.
Hey,
Zoom in, Hunter.
Oh, I got my one actually.
Oh, and
This is the old model. This is the old model.
new one. That's the new shake.
It's a new
love
shade.
that.
It's 2022. I hear you.
Love that. Dropped in nice.
All right, cool. I'm gonna. What?
He didn't say what he was going to say though. He said his approach. What was your approach?
No, he's just.
No,
plugging
that is-
his thing.
that
He's
is-
plugging his
I'm
thing.
joking.
Okay, I'm gonna move on to some. There's like some statements that have been made basically to get everyone's thoughts on what you think. Okay, so elite coaches are making football robotic.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts?
Can I go first? Because I'm
Yes.
very strong on it.
You can.
I would say yes, because I watched an interview with Thierry Henry. He was speaking about something where he did something well, it came off and it worked, but he said he got subbed at half time.
Thierry Henry.
Yes,
Barcelona.
because he didn't do what Guardiola wanted.
Yeah.
And it's fair that, but like he's saying that if you don't believe in your manager's plan, then you're gonna go, and that's very robotic. Because if I do something that works for the team and it's helping another player in the team, wouldn't you want that as team chemistry? But it's like, as a manager, it's like I feel like they want so much control that it's like you are robots. Like they want to tell you each thing. Like even Kyle Walker saying he can't turn out anymore. He has to keep it on the inside. Like it's crazy things that we've learned as children.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That
Innit?
now manager telling you if you do that, you're not playing. Then you're basically a robot because what you've learned your whole life is different now.
Yeah, but
So you're
it's a
being like,
it's a
Do
system.
you think
hardwired.
this is kind of a response with a question? But
Yeah.
do you think like we're overcoaching? Not we're, but coaches are overcoaching
Sometimes, yeah.
because we look at coaching at such fine detail now that we're going into, let's say, an academy at under 14 levels, and they're going to such fine detail that we're overcoaching,
I think
and
like
there's not like enough exploration.
I think so, because in some of my experiences, and I've had a bit of a go at everything. Do you know what I mean? So I've done girls, I've done boys, I've done men. I've had a bit of a go just to see. No, I wouldn't say I'm a specialist, but I've had a bit of a go basically at everything. Yeah. And I think that in my experience at boys level, you see a lot of, especially like 16, 17, you see a lot of flair at that level because they're quite expressive at teenage age. Yeah. And I promised myself that when I was managing, like when I was at Wharton and Hersham, let's say, I promised myself that I wasn't going to coach out flair, regardless of what I want. Basically, I'm not going to coach it out of them because that's your time to have fun. Do you know what I mean? Like a lot of players like taking on players, they like putting it for your legs, they like it. Yeah. So I don't want to coach it out. What I do want to coach is when to and when not to.
Yeah.
But I don't want to coach. At the end of the day, I was never that skillful player as a player, but a lot of players are. A lot of players can put it through your legs 3-4 times or whatever. And I don't want to coach that out of you because you'll lose your fun side of football. But at the same time, we just need to know when to and when not
Fine-tuning.
to. Yeah, in my opinion. So I don't. But in some people, that might make. I'm trying to make you a robot. I don't know.
Do you feel because there's not really a lot of skillful coaches out there, that's the reason why it's
When you say skillful coaches, you mean as players, or they don't know how to
Yes,
teach
as
skill?
players.
I don't think
Like-
skill can really be taught. No,
It
to
can
a
to a
degree.
certain
So
extent.
like dribbling
you know-
can be
you know
taught, but
it's-
actually to do it in a
No,
game is different.
No, like step
Do you know
overs
what I
and
mean?
stuff
No,
can
I
be taught.
No, but
like
that's
raw
like,
ability.
do you
Like
get what I'm saying?
I feel like the raw ability can't be taught. Like you might get the ball and you might be facing somebody, and like as a coach's, but like as a Pep's perspective,
Yeah.
play the way you're facing. Kyle Walker has to set the ball and it's going
Yeah.
back forward because
Yeah.
him turning out and passing
Yeah.
is taking longer than to set the ball and play off
Yeah.
one.
That's what he says. Yeah.
Yeah, but now if how can I say if I'm a skillful coach, yeah,
Yeah. Like you are.
And I'm very not a skillful player. Can't be skills. Put it out there. But if I'm a skillful coach, and I've seen that he has like a 5 meter like plate of space, that he knows exactly what he's doing. Why would I tell him now what to do? Like, he knows exactly what he's skillful enough to get out of this.
I feel like the one-to-ones has highlighted this for me because I do one-to-ones with kids that are unbelievable at ball mastery, like unbelievable first touch. You watch them in the game and they can't really beat players. Yeah. They're not able to get on the ball and dictate play, but they're unbelievable like, in one-to-one. So I feel like it is that balance of ball mastery, technique, but also you have to be able to implement that into games.
I feel like as a player, I'm watching players, like there's people like everyone knows Torren Roberts, Obviously everyone knows what he does on the ball, innit, and that can't be taught. It's just facts. That there cannot be taught because to do it in that split moment when you have that space, you can't teach that.
But the thing is though, is that this is where the robotic side of football will come in, because like, let's say if a player like Torren was playing for me, I would never coach out his skill, but I think that Torren's end product isn't that great.
But do you feel like his skill is the problem in that situation?
That's the truth.
Or he can
I had that
work on
conversation. I don't.
Yeah, I think
conversation.
no, honestly, when I first saw Torren play, I was like mesmerised because I thought like, this guy is clever in terms of like what he like when you actually break down what it is to take on players the way Torren does it, you have to have thought about that just way before. You have to have thought about what if he's thinking about that on the spot, he's like a genius basically. So he's got to think about that either before or if he is doing it at the time, that's a madness. However, the amount of players that Torren makes look stupid, and then the amount of goals that he scores, or the amount of assists that he gets, or the amount of crosses that he gets in, 100%. So for me as a coach, if I had a Torren, I'm not going to coach you out of your skill, but I'm definitely going to coach your end product. Now, am I coaching Torren to be a different player now?
No, I think he's unique though. I think he's unique because I think he enjoys tearing people up so much because he's got.
But
have you seen him shoot? And he can shoot and he can cross.
No, he can.
Yeah, he can.
Well,
but he
enjoys that. He's playing football for fun.
His conversion basically isn't great. And
for how good he is, he's supposed to be running through and slotting them home.
But
like ruthless killer.
Taking on players doesn't win games. That's the truth. So you can do that all game. If you're gonna do that, you need to play futsal.
I feel like that's what he enjoys. I feel like that's what he enjoys.
I hear that.
You can't say that.
In the right areas though, you can take on players and.
He's about my age,
So why has he not maybe made the level then?
That's why.
Because we don't know.
He does backward step overs on the halfway line. You need to be.
You need to be.
But do academies want system players?
Yes, they want robots.
Yeah, but they really and truly they want players that are going to get stats on the table, isn't it?
Yeah.
But
Torren will get in terms of statistics, he'll get really good take-ons, but that's it.
But let me ask you a question now, Everyone says, let's do this. Neymar has much better stats than Ronaldinho, but everyone says Ronaldinho is much better than Neymar.
I don't say
that. On Twitter, what does everyone say? Everyone says the same thing, But Neymar is completely different to Torren. He does skills, but he gets end product, But Torren actually plays football because he genuinely enjoys.
Yeah, he's a baller.
And that's Ronaldinho. He actually enjoys doing that bit of the game. So if he's in the game to do that, then give him the freedom to do that, but give it to people that actually want to do the end product. Do you know what I'm saying? As a coach, you need to know, okay, this is his strength. He's going to draw people in, but then give it to the people around you now who want to do the end product. You've had your fun. Now give it to the serious people.
Yeah, no,
that's
and so if Torren was to phone me tomorrow and say let's go to the ball,
no, you ain't come to the
ball. Because there's nothing like him.
I'm never gonna say
nothing like him. I tell you that right now.
Yeah, there's nothing like him.
No, it's the truth. In terms of ball mastery, he's
unbelievable.
Ball mastery is absolutely incredible. Do you get what I'm trying to say? That I'm never gonna take that away from him. But I'm saying that for me as a coach, let's say if I was coaching Torren, I would want a take on and a give. That's what I would take on and a cross, a take on and a shot. I would want a take on and something. But another coach might say, do what you want.
Express yourself, basically.
They might say, do what you want.
100% Torren. Listen to Sean. Listen to me as well, bro.
But some people might just say, no, Torren. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Am I turning into a robot now?
No, can I be real? I'll be so honest with you, it sounds good in that, but if Torren didn't do what he did, no one would talk about him. If he just
I hear that.
No, listen, if he just went down.
You know what's hard for him though, Dan? He's also, you got to remember, he's one of the best, if not the best person on a ball that you see online or anything now. So what you got is, when you got that sort of ability,
It's your own.
People
constant.
want to see you kill,
It's
bro.
your own-
No, look.
Like the
being,
last
being
part.
genuinely blessed on the ball is a gift and a curse.
Yeah.
Because people expect
definitely.
so much of you, but my gift is just beating people.
Yeah.
My gift isn't scoring and assisting.
Yeah.
Jack Grealish.
But
yeah?
he can though.
He's
Touring
now in the
can.
Man City team to drive them up the team. He hasn't scored that many goals for Man City. He ain't got that many assists. But it is working for Man City, no? So if you have him, Torren Roberts, in a role
Yeah.
where he drives up the pitch,
And
he
gives
sucks
it.
people
Yeah,
in,
yeah.
then he gives it away at the right time. That
At the
can
right
be taught.
time, yeah.
That can be
Yes,
taught when
yeah,
to give the
yeah.
ball away.
I think that's what you're more talking about. That's
Yeah, that
end
is what I'm
product in
talking
itself.
about.
But you see, with
Do you
robots,
understand?
Yeah, that is an end
I-
product.
It's end product.
I think robots is more now about more running rather than like it is stats to a degree, but like for me, I don't know if the game was like slower or whatever, but now when I watch like young age, they're just up and down,
Athletics.
man. They're just
Athleticism.
athletes. Like
Oh, do you think they're teaching athletes?
Yeah, like-
They're trying to
100%.
get athletes.
They're bringing
and if you're
athletes
if
into the
you're
game.
if you're a
100%.
natural athlete already, it's all right, cool. Let's focus on the technical for you. Like if you're already technical, there's already 100 kids that's already technical, mate. Like,
Someone at a
can
club
you
said that to
run?
me the
Like,
other day.
No, it's
yeah,
true.
like, can you run?
Southampton. I think it was Southampton.
No, it's true, it's true.
About
Oh, that is so real.
because they said if he's a Southampton player, so I said, what's a Southampton player? And he said historically it's a small technical player.
Small technical.
Yeah.
But actually
The
now,
Mm.
actually now we don't mind if they're actually that technical because there's, as you said, thousands of technical players. You want athletic players because you can't teach that.
Yes.
And then
there's-
we
and
feel
it's genetics as well.
we feel
Yeah, it's true.
we can
yeah.
implement the technical side.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
basically working with what you've been given. So if someone is athletically ready there, you now can give them a
Yeah,
technical
blessed.
side to it.
Mm.
Or work on
Okay.
it at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay,
Interesting.
cool. All right, next statement now. Non-league is where most talented footballers lose love for the game because teams are more focused on winning by any means for money rather than player development and pushing them on higher.
I agree.
I ain't never made so many dags in my day. Like.
So would
My
you?
chest
So
up.
would you? If we're talking players now, yeah, would you rather play for more money but you know you're not developing, or play for less money knowing you're developing?
It depends
Him.
on what amount of
Him.
money.
Do you know what he told me one time? Should I tell you what he told me one
amount
time?
of money?
He told me he'd rather have 70% possession and lose 3-1 than win the game.
Because I played football.
See, he's not denying it. He's a
No,
look
do you know
at
what it is?
Matt.
Do you know what it is? Honestly,
I'm
honestly,
28 now, though.
Hey, your
But
experience.
no,
Yeah.
honestly, if you actually think about it, yeah. For example, like from the morning, yeah, you woke up, you've had a porridge, you might have had a banana. Yeah,
You're
It's
doing
expensive.
no, you're
much.
doing, no, you're doing it proper, yeah.
You're buying it already.
And then your first pass is from the striker back to you, and you gotta punt it to the corner flag and scream, "Get up!" Yeah. From that moment on, I'm out of the game. My head is not there. Do you know what I mean? Like, and if I turn back and pass my right back, and then my manager shouts, "Why have you gone back? They're pressing us now." In my head, I'm thinking, either you don't know football, like just pass the ball, calm, yeah, or it's like, it's just not fun. Like, how can I leave my bedroom, like leave my house, to just kick the ball long and chase the ball for 90 minutes and just go?
I think you've got a different level
Like
of
that.
love for football. Though.
That's what it is.
I think
because
you've got because different people are in football for different
reasons. Like,
I
if
think
we
you've
ask
got
Armit
the core,
now,
the core love of football.
It's just been past that move.
So if you two got a non-league job right now, yeah, and if you get a non-league job right now, and you had to focus on one or the other, winning or player development.
I want to make the players as best as they can, man. I love working with players.
Can I say
love
something?
him.
I
Bob,
think they want your Lambeth, mate.
I want to work, but it's gonna be a balance between the two.
Of
Because
course,
it's
we
still
accept
gonna be
balance.
that the outcome is to win on the Saturday or the Tuesday.
The results.
I'm there. I'm a winner.
So are you
Always
willing? Are you willing to play long ball for the win?
Yes. Cause
Yeah, I
Not all
have
game.
to adapt.
So you're not all
I've done
game.
it with him.
No, I'll take the sack.
Yeah,
I'm
have-
good. Sorry.
That's why you gotta do
But
it.
You'll take the sack not
That's
to
why
play
you
long
got. That's why
ball.
you got
Yeah,
to do your
I'm a football manager.
10 minutes.
I
10
don't.
minutes go.
You have to learn to play through the press. You have to learn to do that.
But
If you
listen,
can't do that
Because
already,
Honestly,
No,
what he's saying,
Yeah.
honestly,
Yeah.
imagine every time you've played football,
Yeah.
and the team has pressed you,
Yeah.
and your first instinct, is
Yeah.
to punt the ball long.
Yeah.
there's only so much I
Mike's
can
wants
rate
to
you.
vomit.
He does. He wants to
thinking
throw
about it.
up.
He wants to throw
My
up.
question is,
Honestly, so much I can rate you
question
because if
He's
you
frothing
can't,
at the
if
mouth.
you can't
Can I
play
stand
out,
up?
if you can't play out
Can
of
he
a
stand
Can I
up?
stand up?
if you can't play out of
Oh.
a press, it's
Give
like
me some, bruv.
yes, thank you, man.
Okay.
Baller. No,
Now let me
he's-
ask you
he's
something.
baller.
Let me ask you
If
something.
you
You're a
can't-
manager.
because you know it's-
You're a manager,
I wonder-
and you're a
wait,
centre
wait,
mid.
wait,
No,
But
wait,
listen,
wait,
we're gonna.
wait, no, listen,
Yeah, go.
honestly, if you've never been put
Yeah.
in that position
Yeah.
to play out of a press,
Yeah.
you're just gonna kick it long. And
You
you
are.
think that's good?
Okay.
That's not good, man.
Yeah,
Can I ask you a
that's,
question now?
that's why you replicate that in training, though.
Yeah.
So, like, in training,
Of
so
course.
which can be difficult at non-league
Yes.
because amount of players,
Yes,
Of course.
that's what I was just about
facilities,
to
and
say.
so
Even the
you
level
have
of
to,
ability
you have to
in that
look-
team.
Yeah, ability as well. So, might might be the best player to play through presses and stuff,
Yeah.
but the players with you, if they can't do it,
Yeah,
Mike,
okay.
we've
Do you know
got
what
to
I
come
think?
to
Do you
it.
know what, Mike?
I'm understanding.
No,
Mike, do you know what I
I'm
think?
understanding.
Do you
I'm
know what I think
understanding.
is hard,
Yeah.
yeah?
I'm understanding.
Do you
You
know
don't
what I
have
think
to
is
mix
hard?
it as
I know
well,
I know
though.
a
You
guy
have to.
that he delivers if I can remember, he was at Dartford.
Jamie Day?
No, Jamie something. Anyway, he was at Dartford basically, yeah. He used to deliver B licenses.
He's at Corona.
I observed him one time at Dartford
Right.
basically, and he gave us a chat after the game, and he was basically saying that his philosophy is to play. He wants to play. He doesn't want it in the air. He wants to be on the floor, yeah. But he came into Dartford, so he's only got the players that he can work with. Now he literally had like two like older centre mids basically that literally told him, I can't do this.
Now what? Now what?
Honestly,
That was my point.
Wait. If you said that to my face, I'm
Old
tearing
school
tearing
now,
up
you know
right
that.
now.
Nah, let me. That's what I was
Now
gonna
what?
ask you.
We say now.
This is what I was gonna ask you to. As a manager, yeah, you're a manager. You've got Mike who wants to play, yeah. Then you've got everyone around him who ain't around that ability. They can't break the press. Are you now gonna say every single week?
Trials, I'm looking players.
No, but you're. no, I get that. I agree with that.
With
But
no
whilst
budget.
you're looking for those trials,
Yeah, with
are
no
you gonna keep on
budget.
trying to break the press?
No, because you
But-
have to
but
know
that's-
when
Okay,
to
but you said
go.
you'd leave the
No,
job.
No, that's non-league.
But that's what we're doing, though.
I would definitely.
But you wouldn't
This
go
is what
to
I
that.
do.
You wouldn't.
I'd
go
have to
there
come in
if
with
that's
my
the
philosophy.
players
If it
you-
don't
you've
happen,
seen, surely you go to watch.
then
the game
I'm
and you
not.
see the
I'm not
players.
gonna do the job.
Can I ask you a question now? Do you think non-league managers go into teams thinking, yeah, I've got this team. They go in there thinking what they're gonna build with that team. Yeah.
Yeah, but
So what you
have-
no, but Bass, wait. But you see, because I've been in non-league, yeah,
Same.
they will lie to you.
Yeah.
They will tell you
Yeah.
that you can bring in players, and then when it comes to it,
Yeah,
you can't bring in
Yeah.
no one, and then you're done.
Yeah.
So what are you
doing
gonna
now?
do?
What are you doing?
So
That
what
was my
gonna do?
point. I was gonna
What are you
say.
gonna
So you've been
do?
promised the
They
world.
gassed
You have the
you.
players that you
I'm
want.
a vehicle. I don't wait.
You're on your vehicle. So now. Okay. So now.
live somewhere, bro.
Okay, now
I
listen.
don't want to be
Now
around
listen.
that.
So now
Serious.
it looks like as your first time as a
Yeah.
coach, you've had a challenge with players that ain't that talented. Remember what you said? You would rather coach people that are average into something that if you can coach average players to win, you can coach talented players to be more than successful, right? So if you can get all those players on one thing, do you know what? We're gonna be the hardest working team ever in this league. We're gonna win every single second ball. Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll win games like that. Would you or would you not?
Yeah,
Possibly.
you
would.
possibly win, but
Other than you trying to play through the thirds and you losing the ball. If you know every single week you're going to try to play, break the press every week, are you going to do that or are you going to work the second ball?
compensate. You gotta know when to
Yeah.
go.
My
You
argument
gotta
with that
compensate.
is-
You gotta know
That's what
when
I'm
to
saying.
go.
Yeah,
Do you
if
understand?
we're gonna play and you can't really play, yeah,
You gotta go.
just make sure there's a lot of space around you so you can kind of play.
But-
that
Do you
kind
know
of
what I tell
thing.
my
Let me
players?
ask you a question now, Matty as well. As both of your players in centre mid, you know when there's a centre mid that has a baggy touch, don't you? You know who to press on that team. Me, I know who I'm
Yeah.
pressing. So if that
That's my
person
game.
gets the ball, I know I'm pressing you before you even touch the ball. I'm saying give it to him. I'm saying let him have the
I'm
ball.
dribbling.
Do you get what I'm saying? You know what he's on. So before that press is even started, the whole team's already going up the pitch. There's no playing.
Because the
There's
thing
no
is, I'm not
time.
gonna lie. If my men, yeah, if I'm coaching my men and I've clocked what Bass has clocked, I'm gonna tell them
Yeah.
if you two are the players that can play, you can have the ball all day long.
Yeah.
Eventually, you're gonna
Everywhere
have
else.
to give it to the guy that's dead.
Yeah. There's only so much you two
So
can
what
do
we're
in
gonna
there.
do is we're gonna wait for
There's a
you.
trigger and that's the
We're
trigger.
gonna wait for you, and that's the trigger.
Yeah.
And we're gonna
That's
go.
the trigger.
That's the trigger. You two
Yeah.
can play all day.
Yeah.
Go to your
You can have it
fullback,
all
you're
day.
done.
Yeah.
You're finished.
100%.
If I've been
100%.
put in that scenario, then I'll kick it long. He stops it. I'll make phone calls after the pitch. Like, how's your game? I kicked the ball for 90 minutes. Yeah. That's it. What did you do today? I ran, man. Yeah, I'm running. Wait, for 5K? No, man, I kind of play football, but yeah, I mean, I just ran like. And then I'm waiting on somebody else to tell me how good they play football, so then I can smile because how football is played. Do you get it? Like that's how I do.
So that I can smile.
So you can enjoy it with them.
Yeah, so I enjoy theirs.
through
Yeah,
them.
enjoy theirs. Yeah.
All right, cool. So last statement, yeah. Are elite players having a positive or negative effect on the young players you coach?
Ooh.
Say that again.
Are elite players having a positive or negative effect on the young players that you coach?
Mbappe, Neymar, Pogba.
So do you know what, Mike? Share. I'm gonna.
No, I'm trying to think, 'cause at the
Like
kids,
established
they were screaming
professionals.
Neymar
Yeah,
and
established
Mbappe
professionals.
rather than like Messi and Ronaldo, which surprised me mad. Like,
Yeah.
and like the stuff I would hear about Neymar in comparison to Mbappe,
Yeah.
would be like, you know how like Neymar kind of when it comes to Champions League and that like he might get injured
Yeah.
or like
Go to
his
his sister's
sister
birthday.
or yeah, like kids
Crop that though, I
nowadays
don't
that are
wanna
like
be-
12 years old,
Yeah.
would like run banter about like like a Neymar and with his sister and whatever. And but Mbappe is glorified, like he's the best in the world, like nobody's near him. They'll do like his celebration. I'm thinking, right, Mbappe is really that guy, like. But you see, negative effect,
Yeah.
I feel like it's more through banter. It's not more through
Yeah.
like I don't see a kid dive and then somebody say Neymar. I don't see like
Yeah.
anything like that. It's more like banter the negative.
So you'd
side.
say like more individually that you'd see it more like them speaking amongst themselves.
yeah,
But
rather
then
than
like
in the game.
you two do more individual. So as coaches, like do you two see it like as a wider range that people pick up on the negative things that professionals do more than the positive things that they do? If that makes sense.
I think more positive, you know.
You reckon?
I think like, you know, because there's so much football out there now, you can kind of see it everywhere,
Yeah, yeah.
TV, YouTube, wherever it might be. I think there's that young children, not just young children, but they have aspirations to go as far as they can, so they're watching all those things that those professionals do.
I've got one negative that I've seen filtering down.
Mm.
Because I work in a school with a lot of academy boys.
Mm-hmm.
And like the big time thing, you're getting like 14, 15-year-olds out big time.
Already.
Yeah.
Because they're in academies. And that may be because...
Mike, is that?
I feel
know about that, Danny.
Would you know about that, Mike?
No, but I feel like it's because they're giving things too early though.
Yeah.
Giving
Oh,
things
I've heard that
so
one.
early. And
Yeah.
their thoughts, you can see why is that I'm going to be a professional footballer.
And then when it's taken away from them, they lose their whole world.
Yeah,
and
the
that's the
world
crazy
is absolutely
thing.
crushed.
There's
Yeah.
15-year-olds with Puma deals.
Yeah.
Yeah, mental.
Yeah, but I mean, going back to what I was saying, if they're not at that level though,
Yeah.
and they want to be at the highest level that they can be at,
Yeah.
they're using that as a tool to to
Inspiration.
look at those
Yeah.
players and like, I want to be the next, whether
Yeah.
it's realistic or not. That but it's their dream. If it's their
Yeah.
dream, no one's going to take their dream away from them. They're not the only players that you mentioned, is there? There's other
Yeah.
players that they might see that play for their teams. You know,
Yeah.
what I mean, there was one child that comes to my academy and he went and watched Palace and he saw Conor Gallagher.
Player, by the way.
So you know what I mean,
Yeah.
and it was a game against City, and he was I think he was man of the match that day,
Yeah.
wasn't he?
Ridiculous.
Unbelievable work rate, you know, running.
So he said running. He said running.
I got no lungs, man. Lungs, bro.
But yeah, so I think there's always going to be positive and negative,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
within the environments I'm working, I see more positive,
Positive.
and then it's just about having that communication with them.
So like with the vets, obviously like they're older, they're more mature. Like what stuff would you say they actually pick up on with the players? Like do they come to like the vets with like a big time approach because they know it means nothing, or like do they take the positive things from like the professionals that have played higher and now they're like enjoying themselves?
What are you talking about? The vets that are
The you players,
ex-professionals?
no,
or
like in general, like you see, like obviously
The
we
vets
have a
you work
conversation.
with, really,
yeah.
the ex-professional vets. They're
Have you got mostly ex-pros?
yeah, we got a few. A good
Okay.
few. Got
So
about
is there a
8.
difference between them and then the people that ain't ex-pros?
These guys were pros for a reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying? They're pros for a reason, and it's not just the football pitch.
Mm-hmm.
It's a mentality thing.
Mm.
It's the hunger, it's the desire, even the way they train.
Application.
Do you know, like Leroy Griffiths, Jermaine Brown?
Yeah.
We're training, and we're training with, say, like grassroots level players, say like who've had non-league careers, by the way,
careers,
like Jason Pinnock and
Big-
Oliver
big
Hunt
career.
and
yeah.
No, No, is this your Vets team?
Yeah.
You don't even know about
No,
them.
your Vets team sounding
LSU.
But
Come
this
on,
is-
chill out,
the
man.
hell?
You don't even
It's
know.
Sunday morning.
I said it to mate. That's what I'm saying.
We
was
play
gonna
when
say,
you lot
yeah.
can come and
It's
watch.
ridiculous.
Where do you lot play?
Saturdays.
You play Saturdays?
Yeah, we
When?
play Saturdays.
But you don't
Mornings.
even come to
Afternoons.
watch me.
Afternoons.
Yeah, 2:00.
Because I know what you're on, but what?
Come down and watch.
Drillings.
Sherelle, your friend Sherelle,
Drillings.
she just texted
Your
me.
friend
we're playing.
Sorrel.
I used
Tomorrow.
to kick ball, Sherelle.
Sorrel,
Yeah.
your friend.
Her
Yeah.
brother plays for my team, Byron, Glasgow.
Byron.
Yeah, we're gonna head down. But anyway, yeah, continue. Yeah.
We're coming back to it. It's just the whole attitude of it.
Yeah.
It's just like I'd have a player who's not had the career, and he's a sub, and he'd be pissed off.
Yeah.
Like, you think, why are you pissed off, bro?
It's
No.
your attitude towards
No,
you.
but I don't
yeah,
actually
yeah.
think it. It's like, I don't know.
You have to
Listen,
be
I'm playing
upset.
devil's advocate because I know if
No,
I'm
no, no,
there
no.
and someone's getting
Ahmed,
upset, I'm
yeah.
going to have
Ahmed,
to deal with
you
that.
have
But
to be
Yeah.
upset, yeah.
like,
But you
because
got to
you care,
remember.
you want to
You
be on
wanna
that pitch as well.
play,
But it
yeah.
depends how you.
Yeah. If I don't play, I'll be upset.
You can tell.
But no. But
No,
I would
seriously,
never.
I can tell you're very passionate about
Yeah,
the
I'm
game.
passionate
So
about
you
the
can
game,
see the
innit?
upset.
But my passion also, I learned to have that respect.
Mm-hmm.
That I could never show the manager that.
Yeah.
I got a decision to make.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be pissed off. And if I think I'm a big player,
Yeah.
we'll do this 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
Then we'll do it 5.
Yeah.
If it starts to go 6 and 7, I just might not know that this might not be me. And if I don't feel like I'm getting enough or I can't roll this way, then I'm gonna do something about it. But
Yeah.
I'm not gonna sit there upset, because when you do that, it creates
A bad
A bad
energy. You're a bad
energy
egg.
around
You
the
I'm
whole-
suck
not
the
gonna lie
soul.
though, man.
The
You
whole
have to,
thing.
as a player, yeah, you have to buy into the fact that if there's 30 man signed to
You
the
have
squad,
to, man.
like honestly, 11 players don't win leagues. They don't.
you don't.
A squad wins a league.
100%.
Do you get what I'm
not
trying to
hearing
say?
that.
So
And
it's like you
Like, as
say
a
you're
player,
hearing
I'm not
yeah,
hearing
but
it.
not me though.
Should
Like,
tell
as
I'm
a
not
player,
hearing
don't
it.
rotate me though.
Yeah, I'm hearing it. No, I'm being
Nah,
honest.
nah,
Let me
I'm
tell you
deep.
something.
Yeah, but then how many
I'm
men
saying-
are thinking that don't rotate?
Yeah,
me?
yeah,
but,
no,
but you only
I'm
can
getting
have
that.
that many
Think
guys
that.
in the
I'm getting that,
team. You only can have that many teams.
But
Like,
there's you're supposed to
have
have
to
a
be
good
disappointed,
spine.
like-
No, but you see me
Yeah,
there. You
it's-
see
And
me
a
there.
centre mid is a
I'm the kind of
spine.
person.
You
Yeah,
get
no, I get
Danny
it.
Bassett, a striker is a spine. You get
I'm gonna
Don't
go just
remove.
to pray
You
out
have to
there.
be disappointed.
No, I hear
You
that,
have to
yeah.
be
But what I'm
disappointed
saying
if you
is that,
don't
like,
play.
I don't.
You have to.
No, I will. I get it. Yeah, there is a spine. You're right. Yeah, I'm not gonna take. There is a spine.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Can't
and
believe
we
you
all know-
agreed
yeah,
with
there
me.
is a spine at the wall. There is.
So
There
man
is.
just get benched normal.
Yeah.
Is that normal?
It is what it is. But what I'm saying is
Check
that
it.
what I like, is I like it when players give me problems. So you see, like
Yeah, there's good problems.
if a player comes on and for whatever reason I've taken the player off, I put a player on, and you've had such an amazing 25 minutes
Yeah.
You
that
start
now
the
I
next
have to
game.
think you should start.
Can I say something
I
about
don't
that?
mind that.
Can I say something about that? I absolutely struggle with that.
With
And,
what?
Like, I can't affect games from the bench because my mentality, I've lost the game. I'm not in the game before the game's even
No, but
started.
some players are like that. Some
Yeah.
players you can't put on because by the time they've adapted to the tempo of the game, they got 5 minutes left. And
No, but
they're
it's not
done.
that.
No,
It's
but
not
he's
that.
done his saying-
No,
he's
it's
saying
not
what?
that. It's not that because I can adapt to the game.
mentality.
I can change the
What if your
game.
form
So
is
mentally-
good and
mentally
you know
you
your
can't.
form ain't good? What
But
if your form's not
me-
good and you know it's not good?
Me personally, obviously, everyone's a confidence player. If I'm not in good form, just tell me to go back to the basics and work your way back into it. Because when I am on top
Yeah,
form, I'm gonna be
yeah.
on. In all honesty, I'm gonna be one of the main players in the team.
Yeah.
I will score the most goals or create the most assists. That's
Yeah.
something I will do.
But you're gonna have that in every.
But
And
you know what,
form
though, but at the
drop,
same
and
time,
form
though,
drop.
at the same time, though,
Big question, yeah.
Yeah.
If he's run his man ragged for 75 minutes,
Yeah.
and I've come on,
Got 2 assists.
I got 2 assists in 50 minutes because my man is tired because he ran him ragged.
Running ragged.
Am I a better player than him?
No.
Or was
Teamwork.
I? Was
No,
I
you've
more,
managed to get that 2 assists
but
'cause he's
no,
running
but
ragged.
was I more effective than him? Yeah, because now I've created.
Statistically, yes,
Yes.
but no, because you've come on and assisted
No.
because
Okay,
he's running
but
ragged.
I'm with
when
you
you
still.
when you go back to the drawing board, yeah, and go, nah, but he come on,
Hard.
he
He
come
got
on.
to
Hard
assist.
decisions.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah,
Good
yeah,
problem.
yeah, it's
Seriously,
hard.
if
It's
you
me.
watch the game,
It was the hard work.
He did all the hard work.
Yeah, that's why management is hard.
Yeah.
That's the
Because
truth. That's why management
if
is
I'm
hard.
fuming, I'll be like, this guy, come on.
And took
he
my
just-
sloppies.
He just took
He took my sloppies, bro. He took my sloppies.
That's why
Bro, I'll be
management's hard.
fuming.
So I'm gonna wrap up to the last final thing now. Obviously, we've all heard the rumor about the Sunday Super League. Yeah, we've heard it. Yeah,
I haven't heard it.
I heard it.
We've heard it.
haven't
Don't
heard
act like you
I
haven't
heard
heard
it.
it.
I
You
heard
heard
it.
it.
I heard
I
it.
heard
Still.
You heard it.
I
Exactly.
hear
You're
it,
hearing it
man.
now. You're hearing it now.
You're
You're hearing it now. So what do you think of it?
Right, hold on.
You're hearing it
So I'm
now.
gonna list yeah, I'm
more
gonna list
detail.
I'm gonna list the rumored 16. Yeah, it's
16
not.
teams.
16 teams.
Yeah, it's
1
not
to 16
confirmed.
Premier League.
Yeah,
16 Premier League.
Yeah. the
Relegations.
rumored 16.
Bruh.
Yeah, and I just want to get everyone's thoughts on the rumored 16 teams. Yeah, Dons, Lambeth, Hatcham, Rocker, The
Ew.
Wall,
Ew.
Kamazi.
Yikes.
Under the radar, Takers, Hammersmith, Grand, Brixton, Hatch Lane. Is that, how do you say that? Is it Trabzon?
Yeah, Trabzon.
Yeah.
Trabzonspor.
Yeah.
That the
And
Turkish
Beatties.
team.
Can I say what I said?
What's your thoughts on the 16?
I feel like
Is that Champions League?
that's
League?
basically Champions League.
In fact, no. What
This
I
is
will
Champions
ask,
League.
That's Champions League.
Yeah, what I will
Or is
ask,
it a
yeah.
league?
That's a league.
No, it's
Oh,
gonna
it's
be
a
like a
league.
Sunday Super League.
I don't
What I
think
will
so.
ask, yeah, is one, do you think there's any teams in there that shouldn't be in there, or two, do you think there's any teams that should be in there?
I'll be so honest. Like this
Yeah.
might sound crazy, yeah.
Mhm.
But what I was explaining to you like before and that, yeah, like Dowhouse's old team is the team that plays in blue, bro. Do you get it? Like
Yeah.
the other team that we played 2 weeks ago? They play in light blue. Like the team
No name.
like
Wait, what are you
before that
talking
play in
about?
yellow. I don't know
He
team's
doesn't know.
name.
He
What,
doesn't,
the team that you lot replaced?
He
Yeah,
doesn't know the team
The
name.
Turkish team, like
He
that's
doesn't.
the
He doesn't. He
Turkish
calls
team. Do
them.
you
He
get it?
doesn't
Like,
know the names of teams.
So I'm
he doesn't get
super
them.
bad. Like if Ham says, yeah, oh, like who you play next week, and somebody
know.
and in the group, yeah, it might be a random name. I go, did they play in light blue?
That's what he will say. No,
That's
he
how I'll
says
say.
that. No,
Like,
he
that's
actually
how
says
I
that.
will remember.
No, he doesn't.
Or they might.
Oh,
they,
so these names don't mean anything
Yeah.
to you,
they
basically.
absolutely. They mean. And if you was to say who should be in there, it would have to be
Light
either
blue.
the
The
color
light
of
blue
the
team.
clear.
No, no,
That
I
is-
can,
that's
I
honestly,
can, I can vouch for him because he
literally,
does say that.
That's how
He
I.
So
doesn't
what?
know.
Okay, so for those
So
that
if
do
you
know
was
the
to tell
teams,
me-
then
Did you see? You said Beatties.
Beatties.
Beatties
Yeah,
is in there.
For me, that's fizzy. That league is fizzy. That is that. Look, listen to all the teams you said, known from London Cup and whatever it might be. I think.
What about
eh,
Rising
serious.
Borders? Rising Borders was there.
Rising Ballers is not in there.
It's not in there.
Yeah.
They gotta be in there.
Ain't they
On
Saturday?
They should be in
On
there.
Saturday.
Yeah,
Oh, they got
Saturdays
Saturday.
now.
Yeah, they've got.
If
something.
they
What
wanted
about
to be, they
takers?
gotta be in there.
What about
Yeah.
takers?
Takers are in there.
Takes in
On the
there.
radar?
For me,
They're in
yeah,
there.
Oh,
yeah.
nice.
I think everyone that I kind of know of is.
It's gonna be televised, isn't it?
No.
deserve to be there.
I think
Wait,
the,
is it-
the only team.
Is it only teams from
Is that in there?
London?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, basically. The only team that I think, they're going to hate me for saying this, but is a little bit debatable is Kamazi.
Why?
Only because,
What's
yeah.
Kamazi? Dark blue?
Only because, yellow actually.
Yellow.
Not yellow.
Are you shit?
Oh, the team that we. He actually no, he doesn't know. The team that
Yellow.
sorry, the
I'm
team that
thinking
we.
Yellow. They play
our M boys
yellow.
going to be upset now as well.
Yeah.
If I don't say
Names
M
on
boys,
the
I'm
back.
thinking, oh yeah, that ground manager
Name
again.
one.
Do you think
I
M
don't-
boys?
I don't think M boys. I don't think
Okay.
M boys.
I think
They
they
need
give
to
you
get
a
off.
hard
reason why
time
I'm
though.
saying
No,
Kamazi,
yeah, but I don't.
I'm a
I don't
little
think
bit
they're
on
on the
the
level.
fence with
M
Kamazi.
boys.
You need Stokes in the league.
No, wait, go. You're Liberty. You're Liberty.
You
The
need,
o-
no,
the only
I'm being
reason-
honest. You can't have
No,
teams that
no,
play
wait.
every
The
football every
only
week. You need
reason
Stokes in
the
the
only
league.
reason why I'm saying Kamazi, yeah, is
Say
because
Stokes, did you say?
Yeah, they stay up
Kamazi-
every year. What do you mean?
No, but
they're
yeah,
up
no, they
to
do.
the
They
biggest
do.
club.
What Sunday team is this Stoke though?
Huh?
What Sunday team? Because he ain't gonna know, is he?
Yellow,
What Sunday-
yellow.
Oh,
with the red-
Kamazi,
Yellow with the red.
Yellow with
That's
red.
a,
Kamazi.
that's a little league,
A
you know?
grand.
You know, like, with the colours.
What's the
I told you, yeah. When we need to change it,
Yellow with
No,
you're going direct.
No,
I'm just
We
saying
got
that.
Bosie up
Mainly
front.
yellow, but their
I
colour
reckon
is red.
Bickley should be in there.
I think
I
you're
think
talking
they
about
even-
Bickley should be
No.
in there.
They-
I think Bickley should be in there.
Oh, mate.
Kamazi beat
Bickley do a
Esperance.
job.
No,
though.
I
that was
reckon
a-
They do a job,
Listen,
but how?
listen, I reckon
They do a
should
job,
be in
but
there.
they got to be in
And
there.
let me tell you
Yeah.
why.
If
They
you're looking at
beat-
result,
Yeah,
They
results,
beat
that's what I'm
all the
talking
big
about.
teams. They beat them or draw them or nick points throughout the season every single year.
but we're looking at this for entertainment, though.
Entertainment, bro. They give you the tackles.
That's
They put their
entertainment,
heart
though.
on the line. They're not the greatest, but
Rocker should be in there.
What is that?
I
Is
was
that
saying
playing
Bickley.
every?
I want to finish about Bickley here. I want to finish about Bickley.
Wait,
I
no,
hear
have to
Bickley
be.
though.
Sean is Sean.
Black blue.
Do they play each other twice?
The
There's
red-
16
Yeah.
teams play each other twice. That's
Yeah.
like 30 games then.
Apparently it's a new format now. I don't know if they play.
Gonna be.
You
Can
lot-
I-
I was gonna say.
You lot seem
was
to know a little bit
shit.
more
And
about
they know a
this.
mad amount, innit?
You
But
and
what I
Sean
will
know a little
say-
bit more
Some
about
regions,
this.
yeah,
Can I say
regions.
something? I feel
Some
like
regions as well.
Can I say what I do think
From
about
what
it? Though,
I've
yeah?
heard.
Yeah.
I feel like it kind of does take away the purpose from having good teams in different leagues and everyone plays in like a Champions
London
League, like
Cup.
the London Cup
Yeah.
or the Nationals. I feel like it does take away from that. Because if I said to you, we're going to take Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, Barcelona, Arsenal,
they were gonna do.
it is
Yeah.
nonsense. 'Cause
Yeah.
Yeah, but
you
at the
wouldn't
same
want
time
that
though,
because
there's so many people on social media that are like, oh, you know, all these YouTube teams, they're embarrassing us, we're getting nutmegged and people know about
Go down
it,
the
and
level.
I didn't sign up
Go
to
to
go
the
to
Met.
Sunday League to be filmed and all of this stuff.
Who said
So
that?
loads of people say
Tell them to
it.
go to the Met.
Go and play
Go-
somewhere else.
Look at
Go and play in the
the
Met
whole reason
or
why
the
this is
Vet.
out, yeah. The
Yeah,
reason why
go
this
on, the
Super
Met or
League
the
thing,
Vet.
this Super League thing has been a discussion for a hot
You
sec,
said you wanted to
yeah?
sign France.
But it's been
Yeah. Yes, Danny.
the secret is
Yeah,
out.
yeah. There we
You
are.
were gonna sign for Grant.
All
Come-
we're
is it true?
gonna say is-
Hey, listen, come play for Grand
All
in
we're
the
gonna
Met.
say is
We're not
live
going to
on
a Super
camera.
League. You come play in the
We're gonna
Met.
say live on
I'm playing the
camera.
Met for Grant.
All we're gonna say live on camera is and lasts until I sign the pro contract.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
You
basically,
agree?
this came out. Anyway, this came out, yeah,
You get it.
because Beckenham Manor.
Who's that?
Exactly.
The Twitter guy?
Beckenham Manor came out and said, "Oh, we like at Jamal, you've been in talks about this Super League, blah 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 blah. How come we didn't get an invite?"
They're not.
But
they're
who are
not.
they?
I don't know who they are.
No disrespect.
You don't know anyone anyway, so this
Yeah,
is
it's
no.
true.
Yeah, you don't know anyone anyway.
He's gonna say, "Is that the white with green kit?"
Highgate.
They own that.
No.
Highgate Albion.
Highgate
No, but they haven't done
They're in
anything.
the
But
national
they
final.
no, but they've
They're in
only
the
done it
national final.
this year though. I haven't never heard of them before this.
Had you heard
Yeah,
of
but
Hatch
no one
Lane
heard
before?
of- no one heard
this?
of
I heard of
Grandad.
Hatch Lane
but
before
I
this.
even I've heard of Hatch Lane.
No, I've heard of Hatch Lane, but I'm
I
not
haven't
gonna
played
lie.
against
No one
them, so I
knows
don't know
about
what kit they wear. But
Grand,
I've
I
heard
knew
of
of
them.
Grando, me personally.
Yeah, the players.
Yeah, I knew of Grando because obviously when you
What
were,
about Hammersmith?
Everybody
Did you
knew
know
of
about
Grant.
Hammersmith?
George.
I've seen Hammersmith on like
No, but
on these
as in
lots
what
thing.
though? What do you mean? As
On
in,
your freshest.
Hold
Before-
on,
I'm
but
saying
yeah, do you know
before
who's
Grant
not in
came out.
there?
Who?
I knew about
Um,
Graham before Graham came out.
Kennewell.
As in the players that you mean?
No, it was
Why would-
Kennewell's not in
George.
there.
Why would you put
Basically.
Kennewell on there?
What over?
Everybody.
Kennewell's
Ain't
no,
there a
in
team
terms
though,
of, like, the way
Kennewell?
they nick
Sure
one,
they're a
they're
team.
different
Oh yeah,
to Barnsley.
Kennewell in there.
No.
Why would you put them in there?
Nah, Kennewell.
I
They've
think
got the best because you don't
That's
play
like
ball.
Man
League
United.
is-
You gotta put them in there. His
No,
name
I
is
think-
Kennewell.
I think
Kennewell's
Kennewell
been
need to
chosen
go in
over
there.
Barnsley.
Yeah, because he won't finish. That's
No,
fair.
no,
No,
Kennewell
wait,
needs to
no,
go in there.
Kennewell
Kennewell's been
needs
chosen over
Kennewell
Barnsley.
should be.
Respect
Kennewell
Kennewell,
needs to go in
respect
there.
Kennewell.
Nah,
You
I'm
see
just
Kamasi,
back.
yeah?
Kennewell
Hold
need
on,
to go
why
in there.
have they
Yeah.
been? Because I know you said about Kamazi. Have they been chosen over Kamazi or have Kennewell not been chosen at all?
Kennewell have not been chosen.
Have
But
Brandon-
I'm saying,
have
yeah,
You said they got chosen over Kamazi.
But I want to know
It's a
something.
rumor start.
How do you know so much?
Inside.
And Grant, have you been chosen for this?
I
They're
don't
in
know.
there,
You
in
said-
there.
He said,
It's
"Oh, they're
first-
in there."
This is the first. Yeah, no, we've been chosen. I've been told tonight we've been chosen.
Oh,
So I
tonight, media train.
So look here,
know
so
Media
I'm saying,
train.
yeah,
That
for
meal
me-
stuff works.
For me, yeah, I think Kamazi, yeah, okay. Like,
Kennewell
I
has
know
to
when
be in
when
No,
the
Kenny will have to go in
Kenny
there.
will have
What?
to be
What
in
you're
there.
telling me?
Have to
You're
go
telling
in
me? You're telling me that the Kamazi shouldn't be over Roca when they're fighting relegation.
I'm not saying they're both in there. Why
But
are we
what? So
talking
why
about Kamazi
are we
versus
taking
Roca?
out Kamazi over Roca?
I think if anyone's gonna come out over Kennewell, if Kennewell's gonna go in,
It should be with Roca.
it's
then,
got to
no?
be either Roca or Kamazi.
They're just Kamazi.
No,
I-
but
with the
Roca.
players that Roca have, I don't think you can take them out.
Yeah, you
But
can't.
who do
That's
they
the
have?
If you're doing it
reason-
for
that's the
entertainment,
reason-
Let me
yeah,
ask you a
that's the
question
reason-
Because you
now.
know
Who
who's
do
turning
they
up
have
in
that
big
turns
games.
up?
Huh?
Who,
Huh?
Roca?
Who do they have that turns up?
Can I-
My boy
They had
Tops,
Cads
my boy
before you
Tops
took
from
them back.
Craig.
Who did you say? My skipper, K1 Boogie, best in Sunday.
Well,
that.
Is Jav not there?
I don't.
Jav.
Anna who? Sir, back to the players.
Wait, no
yeah.
question though. In all seriousness, yeah, if this was to be created, which I don't know. You know more than me, yeah. But I think it would fail
Yeah.
miserably. Like,
Do you?
I
Yeah.
think it would be so.
I'm not so
bad.
sure, you know.
Why?
You know why? Because can you play Sundays right now?
No.
No. You can. You're an athlete. Well done. Great. Well done. That's very
Don't do
good.
that because I'm very technical.
You're
also,
very
bro.
technical, but you're.
Man said
but-
you're
but
an
no-
athlete. He
no.
pointed in my chest
But no,
as well.
But the reason why it is
Yeah.
literally because of that is because you have to be an athlete for this to happen. Because
Let me tell you why I disagree with that.
let me finish. Because the majority of people at Lambeth right now this season can't even do Lambeth. How are
But
they going to do a
this,
Super League?
this is why I disagree, because you're speaking from a Lambeth perspective.
No, but it's the same.
A lot of
Essidons,
the- no,
Essidons have loads of Saturday players.
The Wall don't,
Can I-
Roca don't,
can I ask a
Kamazi
question?
don't,
No, Roca do.
Brixton
Roca
don't.
do.
They
Can I
just
ask a
don't
question?
play.
I didn't mention
That's why
Roca.
they're
Can I
struggling.
ask a
Brixton
question
don't.
to each individual
Brixton
person?
do. What are
Wait,
you
Sean.
talking about?
Brixton have got a big
Sean,
squad.
let me ask an individual question, yeah?
Yeah.
Why are you looking at me for
Because
that?
we're going to go this way. We're going to go this way.
Yeah,
Do
yeah.
you feel like the league would be good and would you be interested in that type of league?
I think yeah.
Yes
Who
and
would it
yes.
be? Yeah, definitely.
Yeah?
With all those teams, it's competition, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you would
But
like that?
so with that league though, with the cups and stuff, would that be non-existent?
I
then?
don't know about
I
that.
think you
But you know with that league
Yeah.
though, like that
But then
league's going to be
is that
different
doubling
to the
up
league
on
now
it?
because
It would
yeah.
be doubling
the
up.
big players play in those games. So I think it's going to bring
So
players
the big
back.
players would have to.
There
play
must
every
there must be
week.
some rewards for that to happen, isn't
survive.
it?
Or they're going to play more.
But
Danny
why?
Bass, have you ever played a match on a Monday?
But But what I will
I'm
say,
asking, have you ever played a match on a
I
Monday?
play on Mondays
Yes.
every week.
Okay, so imagine a Saturday, Sunday,
that.
Monday.
He does that every week.
Don't say that on camera. I cut that. I do
But-
that. No, but listen.
you know
What,
what I mean? Though? To be able to do that is, if
That's
I could do
different,
that,
yeah,
if
that's-
I could
Yeah,
do that, I would actually like go home and
What I
like, buy
will
myself
say-
a meal as an achievement to do that. Like I've never ever done
yeah,
that. in my
100%.
life.
What I
Yeah.
will say is, for that to run and for that type of level of players, ability-wise, to play, there would have to be some humongous funding in towards that league to make it run.
How do you know there's not
do a
humongous
Wednesday
I
funding?
don't know, but what
Do
I'm
a
saying,
Wednesday night.
because you could do a
How do
Wednesday
you know
night.
there's not
But what I'm
humongous
saying
funding?
is the funding for that league would have to be very, very big.
Don't you
Only
think you'd get
because
funding?
no, you
Also,
would get
question,
funding,
I
but it would
think-
have to be very, very
yeah.
big, and it would have to be the right funding around it. Because if it's just someone that just wants to make money, some teams might not want to be involved in that.
Yeah.
It has to be something that's like, you see how you said, our Lambert's team, it's the SE Dons League. We don't want any team in there to be like, that's their league.
Yeah.
We want everyone to feel like it's basically a non-biased person who's invested into it. Do you know what I mean? We don't want anyone to feel like, they have an advantage over anyone else. So it'd be, the funding towards that league would have to be very, very
I think
picky.
I think it would be though. For
Yeah.
if you're getting all those YouTube teams.
Yeah.
Okay, well, guys, it's been great. So, Ahmet, Lloyd, Matty, Max, thank you for coming. Bash, you've been absolutely fantastic
It was his
today.
quality still,
Thank
you know.
you.
Yeah, man,
Great.
Bash, you've been great.
Thank
So,
you, thank you.
anyway, this is episode 3, Your Fresh TV Sport. We're out.